Next, be like,
Hey,
I'm
man,
ready to go.
are you guys excited? Anything for Five Nights at Freddy's 2? I'm a huge dog in the game with Five Nights at Freddy's.
It gives me
Dude,
bad dreams, bro.
no matter what comes out of Five Nights, dude, it sells. They
It
sell like
always sells.
hotcakes.
When it first came out, like Brian and Triggs were like, "This is stupid. It's dumb," and I was like, "It's gonna bank though. Like, how can you stop something from banking like that?" But I thought it was all right. It wasn't bad. Matthew Lillard coming back as some type of serial killer, it never hurts. Never hurts.
I'm down for
But
the pizza.
yo, I want to
I'm
try
down
the
for the
pizza
pizza,
for
bro.
this. I
I'm down
still
for the
thought that
pizza.
would have been a fantastic idea, man. We'll talk about it. What I wanted to do with Comic Con, but we'll definitely cover that shit.
Yeah, bro.
But
I'm down.
onwards, boys. Let's get this game started.
Whoop, whoop.
What is up? Welcome back. It is Sunday night, and you're here with the Average Boys Podcast. It's your boy ChrisP, and you see Triggs and Brian aren't in today. Triggs is at work, and Brian is kind of feeling under the weather. He said he might pop in, might not. He's feeling a little down. It's totally understandable. But we got, of course, David from Adam's Collections. David, what is up, my dude? Always a pleasure having you on. And today we have a special guest, Nico. Nico, what is up, my dude? Nico Cantu. He's a local down here when it comes to the comic book and collection scene. Huge on the collection ideals and being at conventions and all that stuff. Nico, what is up, my dude?
Dude, first off, thank you for inviting me. Brian, if you're watching or you're listening, yo, man, I hope you get better. But yeah, dude, I'm excited because I always watch you guys, and I've brought it up in David's podcast. Dude, I love every little second that I get to watch you guys. I might not be able to see the entire episode, but little clips here and there that I catch, dude, the rants that you guys go off on, and you guys are always poking at each other, and it just seems like a good environment.
We try our best. We want to try to just be as natural as we can, man. And like, you know, for me, I'm always one of those dudes. Like, I'm a stickler for a lot of like the old school, you know, keeping things to like the common denominator that we're used to. Like, you know, even like everyone's real hyped about like what the X-Men '97, and that was even one of those things that was like what they did with fucking what's his name, Morph, when they were like, oh, dude, he's this and that, and I was kind of like, I guess, or whatever. Like, I wanted something that, like, you know, I'm kind of a little bit more old school. I wanted to stick to the resource material. But, you know, Brian's really awesomely open-minded about it.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you just brought it up. Episode 5, was it a tearjerker for you? Yes or no?
I haven't seen it. I totally unsubscribed to Disney, like, when they started shitting everywhere. So, like, I really haven't seen. I think I've seen the first 2 episodes because I'd rather fire stick it and not give them money. And the other 5 episodes really haven't come out on Fire Stick yet. So
I was telling David, episode 5 so far has got to be the number 1 episode, and then episode 6, which is obviously the most current, more up to date one, I'm gonna consider it more of a filler.
That's kind of whack already, no? David, what is up, my dude? I feel like I haven't heard from you for like a day or 2. I talk to you like every day on the phone. Bro.
I know, bro. Like we're besties, bro, for sure.
We are definitely docking, bro.
Don't be a hater, Nick. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater, bro. I got a handful of people I like. But nah, bro, I mean, it's been good. I got Nick on the podcast, getting ready for Comic-Con. I officially closed. Like, I was like trying not to sell. It was pretty funny. I was in an event with Nick last night. And I was making money and I was mad. I'm like, stop buying shit. Like, I need
inventory. Leave me alone. I need inventory. Well, that's good shit, man. So you guys did real good yesterday. What you did, the 420 event in FAR, right?
Yeah.
San Juan, yeah.
San Juan. I can never tell the difference, dude. It's all the same. It's all a blur.
It's like one street. San Juan?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just a blur, man. Fucking, I don't know. But how did it go? How did it go overall?
It was okay. I'm not gonna lie. It did better than the first one. The very first one, you know, it was very slow at the beginning. It picked up in the middle, and then it died out the last 45 minutes. This one, I could tell immediately that there was a few more people showing up at the beginning. You know, I just wish that it kind of stayed at a steady pace. So it just had its little fluctuations. It would like a little wave would come in, then it would die out for a little bit, then a wave would come back. So
Okay, so Nico, you've been in the vending scene and all that stuff for a good minute, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you think makes a successful event?
To be honest, I'm gonna say the variety of vendors. If you're all selling the exact same thing, obviously it's kind of like when you go to certain shows and they're like, oh dude, this is just a Funko Pop show. Like that's all they got. You gotta have a variety of mixture of, vendors, Hot Wheels, comic books, action figures, Funko Pops, retro video games, a little bit of everything. But
Nice.
also the person who's running the show, the person who's running the show, their advertisement, and then of course the vendors who you ask. I'm sorry to say, but some of the older generation vendors, they don't really do social media that much. So, so the thing is they kind of don't know how to get their foot there, like how to actually advertise and promote. So it's a little bit of a hit and miss with some of them. I don't know. I really enjoy it. It's something that I love to do, but it's just pure advertisement. And of course, location. Location is number one.
Location's got to be something super important. And there's some, like you said, there's some like really shit promoters too, right?
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's super nuts, bro. That's super nuts.
We
for us, like we just kind of do cosplay. We've been doing cosplay for a minute down here in the valley, and yeah, dude, we've had our fair share of some really shit not vendors. Like vendors are all right. They're pretty much dudes just trying to make a buck, but like some of the promoters are like, just fucking really full of themselves. Like their shit don't stank, but they smell like you can smell them coming in the room, kind of thing.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. Like if I go to a show and I'm not trying to be a jerk or an asshole, but if they ask me, hey, how'd it go for you? I'll be very blunt. I'll tell you the way it is.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If I made money, great. If I didn't, hey, for all you know, maybe it was just one of those days that like it didn't hit. Maybe it was the weather. Maybe there was another competitor, like another show going on the exact same day. Stuff like that. So you got to take all of that into consideration. But
True that.
Yeah, overall, like I said, for a second little event that I didn't throw it, but the other guys they did it, they hosted it. I think it went okay. Obviously, there's still room for improvement, but just like anything else, little by little, baby steps.
But shit, what about you, David? How'd it go for you?
It was good. I mean, I was next to Nico and Fabian. They did a good job. I know it was another buddy of theirs. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The manager of Wingboard, I was fucking with him so bad, bro. Like, I'd be like, hey man, so like, how much money do you guys make? How much do you waste on wages? Like, how do you see a return on investment? Like, I just was fucking with him, bro. Like,
you're just hitting him with all the important conversations.
I was bored, bro, and I was like, I'm gonna just fuck with this guy, and he was real cool about it, bro. Like, I thought he was gonna like kick my ass out and shit. And
you thought he was gonna get mad as shit?
Yeah, I was like, hey, bro, I thought we were gonna get a bucket of beers. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, that's what they said.
Where's my bucket, baby? They promised me some shit.
Yeah,
well, it
was pretty good. So.
But okay, so Nico, since it's like your first time on the show, like I like to ask like a little bit of like a deep dive and stuff like that. But
okay.
Me and David, whenever I have him on the show, we always end up talking about like business and fucking people in the valley and all this other shit. But like, what's been your nightmare fuel when it comes to being like a person that's in the comic book scene or collecting scene down here? Like, what's been like you're like, wow, that was a shit show. Like, just a bunch of weird people showed up with like stripper poles or what's been like your nightmare fuel for a convention down here?
All right. Well, first off, I've already talked with David about this. Man, hey, anything on Harlingen, Brownsville area, I'm sorry, man, but it's a miss.
It's cursed, bro.
I don't know what it is. I wish them all the best. I really hope that something comes up and changes that. But every single show or every single event that I've ever done over there, it's just like you said, it's cursed for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. Mission, occasionally it depends. It depends if you're bringing a special guest. Depends on the theme of the event, stuff like that. There's one that's in, oh my god, it's I think it's called the Mission Community Center, but it's actually south of McAllen. Dude, that place is fucking horrible. I'm sorry to say. Dude, yeah, it's because it's got the name Mission, so everybody assumes it's in Mission, but it's actually McAllen. So everyone goes to the wrong location, and that's the number one thing for that one. But I don't know. Go for
Okay,
it.
I'm sorry about that. I was gonna say King Yeti in the comment section asks, "Yo, ask Nico's favorite indie comic book house, and why is it the Ripaverse?"
All right,
Yo,
all right.
go
Dude,
for it. I
well,
want to hear this. I know exactly what they're talking about.
okay. I'm gonna kind of skip that one for right now.
Okay.
But okay, have you ever gone to any of the events? Like obviously you gone to PokeFest, you done South Texas Comic Con, you done all these, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's the number one negative one that you've gone to Brownsville and Harlingen? Like, I just want to see what your output is. Like,
What's the negative ones that I've been out there?
Yeah.
Well, I just don't go to them, but it's those Anime Reborn people. They suck at throwing events.
Dude, they hit
I don't
me
mean
up.
to be rude, but like they just never learn. like
They
has to be like
it
has to be a rebranding or some shit because like synonymously, like people just know them for what they've done in the past to the community, and they've screwed over so many people in the past. But I'm not really familiar with it, and I'm not gonna act like I know their drama, but like faux show, like those guys, every time they run an event, they put so much money into like their guests and their people. But then like the attendance is like, oh, dude, 300 people showed up, but 100% they didn't make their money back. Yeah. 100% they didn't make anything back.
But if any other promoter or anyone asks, oh, it went fucking great.
It went fucking smooth, bro. It was so great and all this shit. And then you see like one post in like a Facebook post that's like just some random vendor that was like, yo, I got fucking raped in the corner or some shit. Like you know what I mean? Like it's always like the most horrendous. I've never seen that shit at any normal convention. And someone's like, oh, dude, they left the fucking voice actress from the Mexican Dragon Ball Z at the paletera and they never brought her back and she had to work for her lunch ticket or whatever. Like
fucking I've heard a lot of false advertisement, false like they a lot of false promises, basically, in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's the number one. And then the guests, dude, I don't know what it is, but they say that from what I've heard from certain cosplayers, they feel disrespected in a sense. Like,
yeah, I've heard that.
They don't take care of you. Like people sometimes, especially with female cosplayers, there's that groping, there's that stalking, there's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, some of them don't feel comfortable. They don't want to be there. Like they want to show up to have fun, but it gets to a certain point where they don't feel comfortable because they know that they don't have that backup, like, oh, from the promoter that's throwing it, like, hey, if I need to kick someone out, can you please kick them out of here? Like,
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know.
It's actually really cool that you bring that up because like out of all those things that we've heard of like bad mismanagement from that group. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that in that group, I mean, I can shit on them all day, but I don't want them to not be successful. And I think a rebranding would really do good and some accountability for them to come out and say, hey, you know what? Like we've done some bad shows. We get it. We're still learning. We understand. We're a little bit more humbled. Work with us. We'll get better. We want to be about this community. We're not trying to fill our pockets with money and make a quick buck. We actually care about growing something. That's my concern with them. And if they don't ever accept that, then plus that one will keep fucking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the other thing is like
it kind of goes back. It kind of goes back to what you just asked me about the show that we just did yesterday. Yeah. I just admitted it. Like, yes, it did a little bit better than the first show, but yeah, there's also room for improvement. There's
improvement and stuff.
Yeah. And obviously you learn from your mistakes, maybe, like I said, there was another event in Mission that was going on. Their show was going to end at 7. Ours was going to end at 9. There's not that much room for people to actually leave Mission, drive all the way over here to FAR and attend us, So, little things like that. But like I said, sometimes you just gotta bite it and just admit that, hey, it didn't go that great as you expected.
And it's crazy because talking about the idea of them talking about cosplayers feeling like they're not cared for, or the security factor and stuff like that. I think everybody saw the explosion that happened online these last couple of days that was happening with South Texas Comic Con. There was a person that apparently was a younger cosplayer who came out and made some pretty vile threats, and then came out earlier and was like, yo, what's up, Gio? Good to see you, girl. came out and, you know, made some crazy accusations and stuff like that, only to find out that he ended up backtracking, saying that he did it because of a dare for $100, but didn't take into consideration that, you know, there's hundreds and thousands of people that go to these events, and to put out like a threat like that, you know, it's something that you have to take very serious, especially because of the dynamic that's been going out in the United States with, you know, children and school shootings and things like that.
Yeah.
So of course, you know, the major guy who runs South Texas Comic-Con, our good guy Ramsey, you know, he went out there, automatically contacted the police department and the FBI. If I'm not mistaken, they probably got a hold of this kid, and they're already, you know, dealing with it in such a manner. And everybody came out in fashion to kind of give their opinion, which is great. It's understandable. People need to speak out and vent and do that stuff. But there's still a lot of people that think that there's a lot of fear that needs to be engaged. But the thing is like the way Ramsey handled it, the way Ramsey and Marla handled it right away. They heard that. It's just like the situation that happened a while back with Jason David Frank, when someone said they were going to threaten him. And they automatically took care of it at that convention, or if it was this one, I don't remember. But I just remember, like, every time that something pops off like that, Ramsey and Marla are very dedicated to making sure that the congoers are safe in any situation. Even last year with the storm that hit, you know, Ramsey took it upon himself to just say, hey, you know what? Like, I know it's bad, but there's people here that entrusted in me to try to make something work. And they, you know, they put their hard-earned money into this. I'm not going to let them down. Just as easy as it could have been for him to be like, nah, close up, everybody, I'll just give you a refund. And then the vendors are like, well, sorry, guys, it's an investment that you got to take into consideration, and that, you know, I'll try to get you guys refunds. He didn't do that. He just, you know, he fucking head first. You know what I mean? And that's, to me, very important for someone. It shows that it's got strong leadership.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much what it is. And that's why I think he's so successful. So like, where we see those guys point fingers on whose fault it is, and someone just doesn't say, hey, it's our fault because we're a team and we're going to fix it. Like, they just kind of, you know, a lot of chiefs, no Indians, or whatever that saying is. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just really weird. Like you said earlier, I wish them the best. I'm not the type of person to be like, yo, fuck you, I hope you don't get to feed your family. Like, no, dude, I hope you can feed your family. But the thing is you have to take into consideration that, like, when these people make bad movies and they come out and say, no, our movie's not bad, you're bad, but the entire world's dropping you a 14% on fucking Rebel Moon 2, you're making shit movies. You're making shit movies. Come on, Zack Snyder, you're making shit movies. So, yeah, you just got to take into consideration. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, I didn't even believe I just said that out loud. Thank you, Jesus.
I have to do that, bro. Hi, Mark. Hi, Robert. Hi, Jerry. Hi, everybody.
Hey, guys, what's up? Thank you guys for showing up on the podcast. I really appreciate you guys for jumping in. Like I said, we got Nico in cast, and we got David here with us. And yeah, Mark, we should put you on, man. If you want to jump in, fucking hit us up, man. Let me know in the DMs, bro. I'll fucking send you a chat. You jump in with us too, bro. You know, we're fucking calling the homies in, man. We're fucking setting up the Avengers. As a matter of fact, David, you have something planned in the pipe that's like that, right?
Yeah, May 3rd, we're gonna have you, me, hopefully Brian and Triggs. I hope they get on if they can.
Hopefully.
Dell and Mark, bro. So it's gonna be my first big one, I guess. 6 people, right?
Damn, dude, like the Avengers, bro. On crack, baby.
Dude, I'm Black Widow.
I'm Black Widow. I'm Hawkeye, bro. I'm just a dude with a crossbow or whatever. But yeah, boys. Let's start with the conversations and let's get to it. I had the privilege of being out of town. I haven't had a podcast, I feel like, in like 2 weeks, right?
It feels weird, right?
It feels real fucking weird. And that's because I really tried. When we were up in Florida, like, we were still at the beach, and I grabbed my phone and I was like, we're going to do this shit. And I was like, I think Brian and Trigger, like, were just like, hey, dude, it's okay, Chris. Like, the patting on the head, like, while I'm still like fucking gnawing at the bone. It's okay, boy. You can chill. Just look at the lake or the pretty flowers or whatever. They were like, dude, just leave it alone, bro. Don't worry about the podcast. Go have fun. And I made a post and I was like, hey, you know what? You guys are right. Like, I'm here right now. I want to experience it. But yeah, I had this really great opportunity. I went off to Florida with a friend of mine who asked me to corner for him, Eric Lozano from Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. He's from Ed Couch Elsa, moved to Michigan, and now lives in Michigan, but he was coming down for cross-training with us at the gym and training at Costro's, which is another gym too. So yeah, he hit me up and he's like, hey man, I really like the way you coach. I think you and I clicked very well. I would really like to have you come out with me to Florida and corner me at my fight at BKFC. And I was like, let's go. You know what I mean? So I just, I bit the bullet. I told my work that I just got hired in like 2 weeks ago. Hey guys, I'm gonna be out of work. I'm so sorry. I know I just got hired and you have me on a probationary period and you cannot ask for days off, but I need to ask for days off. And the guy who manages my department, Jesse Jr., shout out to you, my man, was like, hey, you know what? I know you talked to the bosses and they were kind of iffy, but you tell me you're my guy. Like you work under me. I'll make sure I let them know that I gave it to you because it's important. And boom, I was clear from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then back Monday. But that was a whole ass thing because like for some weird ass reason, you ever see those movies? Like, oh, you remember WandaVision, right?
Yeah,
of course.
You remember how you get to the edge of the building and there's like that fucking force field? That's the valley. Like that's that's the valley and that's God.
100%, bro.
God does not want you to leave this place. Like this place is like it's fucking. What was that movie with Jim Carrey, dude? The fucking
Truman Show.
TV.
The Truman Show.
It's like that, bro. The plane ride was the fucking worst roller coaster I've ever been on. When you get in the plane and you're flying the fucking guy, you get to Houston, right? Because there's like a conjoined flight. You get to Houston and Houston to Florida. You get in the plane, you're on it. The guy comes out, starts cracking jokes. Like he thinks it's funny to be in the air with turbulence. And like, he's like, oh, it'd be real fucking sad if I took this plane down right now, huh? My girlfriend just broke up with me. I bet you she'd be real upset. You know what I mean? And you're just like, dude, I don't need this shit right now, dude. Just fly the fucking plane. The guy comes on and goes, hey, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. We're like fucking 30,000 feet in the air. And this guy's sorry to be the bearer of bad news. And I was like, this fucking guy, like, he's just jokes, dude. Like, I'm already dying here. Fifth Element, what is it? Final Destination playing in my head. He goes off and says, hey, well, right now in Louisiana, there's a giant tropical storm. So we're going to have to take a detour over Memphis and then back down to Florida. And it's going to add an hour and a half onto your fucking flight.
Wow.
So now intrinsically, all the Final Destination movies are playing all at once in my head. The guy in front of me on the left is watching the Hurt Locker movie, and I'm listening to the fucking dude from The Hobbit sing the fucking Happy Morning Mountain song. Like if I'm going to die, intrinsically die on this airplane, right? We land. We finally get to the airport. The weather is fantastic. It's super nice. It's very, very chill. We get to the hotel where they're doing the weigh-ins for our fighters. And all of a sudden, we all get this private message on our phone that's like the emergency thing. And I shit you not, we get these all the time in the Valley, which is like, hey, bad weather, severe rain coming, you know, just in case, you know, just be careful or whatever. This thing literally just says, warning, tornadoes about to land. If you're not in a building, you're fucked. Find a basement. And I was like, bro, I'm from the Valley. I don't know what a basement is.
Looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what a basement. Please, God, inform me. And we look outside and it's fucking, dude, Florida just started to be Florida at that moment. Everything you thought Florida could happen, it happens in that one intrinsical action. Like I look outside, you know, 80 degrees, sun's out, looking gorgeous as fuck. And yeah, we're literally being told that we're in the middle of a tornado because of this tropical storm. After that, we found Checkers. Checkers is fantastic. I don't know how young or old you guys are, but we haven't had a Checkers in the Valley since we ruined it. And yeah, you know what? And that got me kind of thinking, like the Valley, dude, is fucking savage, dude, when it comes to like franchises. Like we're loyal to some stupid ass shit, dude. Like Delius Tamales is like a fucking monopoly down here, but heaven forbids we get a Carl's Jr., dude. Like we get a Hardee's, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Heaven forbids we have Checkers or Rallies, dude. Because you got those guys in the Valley that are like, no, bro, para pinche Whataburger a la verga con pinches. And out's gonna fail miserably down here, bro. Miserably. I don't know. It's wild as fuck, dude. Florida was really, really. It was nice. It was like Austin and San Antonio banged South Padre Island and had a baby. And that's what Clearwater, Florida, and David and I were talking about it because he might be heading out there soon. But it'd be really crazy, man. But I gotta ask you guys, you guys, of course, have traveled, right? Like, I mean, traveled out of the, the valley and out of maybe state. I know David, you were working up in North Carolina or North Dakota, or what was it?
North Dakota, the ND,
something to the north. So one of them northern states.
Something up there.
a lot of them northern places, northern hemisphere. Have you guys ever had your like moment where you run into like the most weirdest motherfucker dude in that area that you just like intrinsically like always cut back to and laugh?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had one of those guys, dude. Every fucking moment. And it gets weird. And I gotta ask you guys, like, are you guys kind of familiar with the MMA world? Like the UFC and stuff like that?
Early UFC, bro.
Early
yeah,
UFC.
Pretty, yeah. Pretty much the exact same. Hey,
Okay,
now that you said that, like people that you remember or you recall from being like out of state or a different city or whatever. Okay, so I was working in the refineries in Houston for like maybe 3 years, right? Right down the street from our apartment, we had a Stripes, and there's this prostitute that was always there, and she was wearing like tiny little booty shorts and stuff. Dude, did you ever see that weird alien that was like something chiquita? That weird fucking deformed alien. Yeah, you never saw that? David,
no, where was that from? From
David,
what? From what show?
No, it's like a meme or something. I don't know what it is. It's something that came out in YouTube for like a long time. It was a skinny little alien doing a little dance, and it looked like it was kind of like twerking. But like the back of this alien was like souped, and he would.
It's like the fucking MIB coffee aliens and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, dude, that's what
and she was a tiny stick, bro, and she would like stick her butt out like that, and she would walk around. Dude,
hold on. Wait, hold it. Check this out. My man.
Listen. Everybody just needs to relax, okay? Who are these guys? Okay. Who are these guys on the show? What am I looking at, bro?
I got Nico Cantu and David in the house. What's up, Brian, dude? What's up, my boy?
I'm very familiar with these two fine gentlemen, and I'm happy to see everybody. Listen, I'm a little bit under the weather. Nobody panic. I'm going to live. Still at work. My goofy ass is still here. So I just wanted to check in, say what's up to everybody. How's everybody doing? How's everybody Sunday going?
Good, man. Good. We miss you, Brian. We miss you.
Mm-hmm. Likewise. I would love to be there today, but under the weather, not going to be able to do it. But before I just came in to pop in my head really quick. Chris, you and I have to have a little conversation really quick, though. Last night we were watching the Garcia and Haney fight, right? Mm-hmm. And we were in the chat as we always do when it comes to big fights, MMA fights, boxing fights, or whatever. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to give the guy praise, right? I'm trying to say, like, this kid's, beating his ass, he's doing great. Then all of a sudden, Mr. Negative Nancy, Mr. Toxic Tammy over here comes in and says, you know what? I still think he's an alcoholic.
He is.
What's going on? What's your problem with Ryan Garcia, buddy?
I think he's in a situation where he does need help because of the way that he handled himself through. Like the thing is like, I think the promotion that he kind of provided for himself throughout the fight was bad for the sport.
Okay.
Like the thing is like the clause was the most important thing, right? Which is he came out and said, I'm not going to lose those 3 pounds because I'm dehydrated and I don't want to be weak. And it's a ploy, right?
Well,
but then he comes out.
That's what he's saying. But I don't mean to cut you off. I'm going to let you rock. But just to clarify, in that statement, he was saying that the belt doesn't matter. The title doesn't matter at that point because he had dropped the weight last time versus Tank. And he said that's he's claiming that's the reason why
he got his ass whooped by Tank. Tank's a better
fighter. We all know
Tank's a better fighter.
Tank's a better fighter. He got his ass beat by Tank. Yeah. It wasn't because he lost the fucking weight. Yeah. But he was saying that wasn't going to happen again and that he was going to keep the weight, fuck the title. The titles will always be there and go and handle business. And that's what he did.
When was the last time we saw Budweiser as a Gatorade competitor? Because he got right on that fucking scale later and acted like he cut weight drinking a beer after he said he didn't want to be dehydrated.
He was gangster, bro.
Yeah, but that is not my choice of dehydration drink.
That gangster, bro. That was gangster. He hopped on the scale chugging a beer, bro. That's great. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is like on a professional level, he signed the contract. There was a clause, and the thing is like for him to be like, well, fuck you. I didn't make weight, cut my 1.5 million. He bet on himself. Amazing idea. And the thing is like if we all return back to the idea, Ryan literally would tell people he used to beat the fuck out of Haney, like during training and stuff when they were younger. So he didn't really have any fear of it. But the thing is like if Garcia beat the shit out of Haney so bad, bro, and Tank beat the shit out of Garcia so bad, dude, like this division is in bad shape for Garcia to be the next runner-up, dude. I don't want to see a return to Tank 2. You know what I want to see? I want to see a Lomachenko versus Garcia. Because we saw the Haney versus Lomachenko fight, and we all had our differences.
Lomachenko got robbed, by the way.
Yeah, yes, he did. So like but I think it would be a fun fight because if Ryan brings all that weirdness to the fight with Lomachenko, I think it just gives more attention to Lomachenko.
All right, so I think the kid is weird, and he probably does need to be on medication.
Something, right? Therapy at least.
But I think what he did was genius. I think he used that in his whole little ploy to make people think that he wasn't prepared, that he wasn't ready to go. And the whole time, the kid was ready. He was ready. Now, granted, I don't know how much in depth that was and how much training he did because we didn't get, a bird's eye view of that. But what I'm saying is when he stepped in the ring last night, you can't take anything, all the shenanigans aside, outside of the ring, inside the ring, my man handled business, bro, and that needs to be acknowledged.
He brought the party, man. He brought the party, and he was hitting the hurt. He was really hitting the hurt Haney, man. That was so fun to watch. That was like a fucking dog fight, man.
I am still not over that Lomachenko shit, so I'm happy that Haney got his ass kicked. Yep. I'm happy about that. But listen, I didn't mean to come in and hijack y'all shit.
No, we love you, bro. That's not even
about Vegeta's fucking vagina and all that shit. So I just wanted to say I love you guys. I'm sorry I can't be there for everything, and I'm out. And yeah, man, fuck Vegeta. How about that?
God damn it.
Appreciate you, brother. Be good.
Get out of here.
Bye, guys.
Later, brother. Oh, that was good to have Brian on the show. Man, we were going to talk about Haney too. So what did you guys think about the fight overall, man? I know me and Brian, we can go on for days and days and days. But did you guys get to see the fight? Are you into boxing? And what did you guys think of that?
I'll let you go first, Nico.
Go for it, Nico.
Oh, okay. Okay, me personally, I'm not going to bullshit. I didn't watch the fight. Obviously, I just got to see the highlight clips.
Yeah, you got to see highlights, right?
Yeah, pretty much like the whole 3 knockdown and all that. But I did kind of get into depth because they, you know how YouTubers are right away. They want to be one of the first ones to post something, and talk about it, give their reviews and all that. Dude, it was actually a good fight. I'm not going to lie. I seriously think he could have taken him out a lot earlier. But it's one of those things where, you got to kind of give the people a show.
Like, yeah, I think they wanted to drag that fight out. I think he wanted to keep. I think he wanted to punish him. I think he really, really, really wanted to punish him.
But deep down inside, I seriously think he had to kind of back it off a little bit. And like I said, just give the people a good show. Because it got to the point where it got a little ridiculous. I'm like, yo, they got to stop the fight already. Like, this isn't even a competitive fight anymore. Like, he's making this guy look like a clown. Like,
yeah, and it was crazy because, like we were talking about the build up to the fight. Ryan, of course, was. I mean, there's a difference between a fighter coming out and being like, yo, I'm gonna bang your wife or I'm gonna bang your mom or whatever, and then there's the government, used to have sex with me and they used to do a bunch of weird fucking
my shit up.
Yeah, they used to fuck me when I was a baby or whatever, and you're kind of like, hey, dude, what are you talking about, my guy? Like, the Illuminati and all this other shit. Like, it wasn't a fight promotion after that. It was just controversy and conspiracy and like just a bunch of random stuff. And then he'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, praise Jesus, chug a beer.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Do you are you? I don't really know you very well. Are you a conspiracy theorist?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
You are?
yeah.
Okay, so like
everybody is.
Like the bullshit that he talked about, everything. Would you say that some of the things you do believe, or do you just think this guy's?
Oh, I mean, we all know that there's some type of like child, sex thing that goes on in Hollywood. The Feldmans, Corey Feldman, and what is it? The Coreys growing up. Michael Jackson's situation. I mean, it was all over the place. You know what I mean? So even the whole Nickelodeon thing with that weird Dan Schneider guy, like we all knew that shit was going on. Like there was nothing, even Ren and Stimpy, dude, had a bunch of like weird, pornographic.
Don't mess.
A lot of people don't like you, but you have to, because most of the time that dude that was the artist, like he liked to draw underage kids and all this other stuff, and Ren and Stimpy doing weird like sexual acts on each other, and it was on a kids show. You know what I mean? So like, but then it was equivalent to like Disney with that one room of artists that would be like, yo, like you could put some really immature shit in a movie. Like that's always a plus. So like, Little Mermaid castles were like in the shapes of dicks. The pastor had like a Woody. The back of that one kid's room in Toy Story had all the weed signs. Like there was a bunch of shit that was going on. What's up, Margaret? Good to see you. Good to see you. So like there was a bunch of things that were always constantly going on in Disney that they were always about that shit too. But like we do understand that there's some like horrific shit that goes on in Hollywood. Like that's a given. That is a straight given.
All right, I'm reading the comments. Yo, King just threw this stuff in there, bro. That Ryan was just throwing jabs. Come on, man.
I mean, it's a part of the game, man. It's a part of it. And not only that, he has that fucking snappy lead hook, and he's absolutely correct. The lead hook combo all night long. Like he has this really badass like half cocked hook that he throws that he doesn't get like a full shoulder turn and then fires the hook. He just chops halfway and then fires. It's super good. It's very close to the way Pineda knocked out Hill in 300, right? He did like this like no look, boom, uppercut that like he just stepped on his foot, couldn't release.
Do you think his jab can somewhat be a little bit hard to telegraph like by the way he throws?
Are you talking about Ryan Garcia's?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's at the level where like his jab has to be like a controlling factor. Like he can throw it and it put a little bit of damage, but like if you have good coaches, they'll tell you there's at least 7 different ways to throw a jab.
No, I know, but do you think it's a little bit hard to telegraph what he's throwing out there? Like, can you pick it up, or
Tank did. Tank did. Tank telegraphed him super easy. He knew that every time that he loaded up the hook to the 2, that he always dropped his left hand. And that's how he was able to drop him. He caught him with that fucking body shot because he knows he drops. He knows he elevated. He knows he falls into a lot of stuff. Like everybody has their holes. It just takes studying. You have to be considered. We with the bare knuckle fighting that we went to, I really learned a lot, going on this opportunity with Eric and Gio, right? It was awesome to see because like it's super crazy because you look at MMA and you look at the output of strikes that you do in that sport. And usually an MMA fighter will throw anywhere from like 12 to 30, maybe 60 punches in a fight. Maybe if you're lucky, if you got a strong output. Max Holloway, maybe on the high numbers, like 60, 65 punches around, right? Conor McGregor, 65, 75 punches his entire MMA career, right? But then you look at Mayweather when he fought Conor, and he was throwing 125 punches in one round. In one round of boxing. That's impressive on the sense of output and absorption of strikes. When it comes to bare knuckle, it goes right back down because the severity of destruction through each output coming in and out is really high. The amount that you put on putting your knuckle on someone to hit them and the concept of you breaking your hand at the same time is such a strategic and like very surgical thing. So like when you look at the fights, when it comes to bare knuckle, most of the fights only go 2 rounds. Someone gets clipped, an explosion of anger, an explosion of shots, boom, gets caught, drop, boom, 2 rounds in. Everybody's cut up, hands are all busted. We got Eric to take Mike Richmond into the 5th round. And that was the way impressive. Yeah, it was. I just
read the comment right now, what Juan said, and yeah, that's completely true, man. Just like you mentioned.
Yeah, jabs never. What does it say? Jabs. He never threw jabs. Ryan never throws jabs a lot. The left hook. Yeah, the lead left hook. And then Brian, of course, he's checking it out from work. He says, barely used the jab that night, and he didn't listen to a single thing his corner said. I'm telling you, bro, on drugs, on drugs. And Lemon, what's up, my man? In the comment section says each hit is damaging both ways. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. The bare knuckle. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy that took the fight. He had his fight in the second. I think it was the second match of the night. Broke his fucking bottom teeth, dude, in 8 seconds, dude. The guy fucked him up so fast. He lost all his fucking front, like middle teeth in the front. Like it's so devastating on like the amount of damage output and input you get in bare knuckle. Like it's like a whole different cloth of person, dude. Like it takes so much like courage to be able to do that kind of stuff. That's why I tip my hat to each one of those gentlemen, man. Eric Lozano from here went out and did a very great job, but he ended up getting caught in the 5th. Mike Richmond, if you look him up, he's no slouch. He's a beast, dude. And it was one of those things that a lot of people were thinking that Eric was going to be in a situation where he was going to get caught like 1st or 2nd round. And for him to take it to the 5th, that's even way more awesome. We had a fantastic fight. But we got another person that came in on the podcast real quick. We got Triggs jumping in also. Triggs, what is up, my dude? It's the whole fucking special guest of Average Boys Night. It's so wild, man. I got guests on the show, and we're special guesting the regular guys that come. It's so weird. Triggs, what's up, my dude? Good to see you, man.
And so I'm actually at work right now,
Yeah.
but it's
Hi,
like
Brian.
so I'm tearing down, and I'm just like, I guess I'll jump on for a little bit.
That's so fucking funny, dude. Brian, we just had Brian right now. He jumped on. He's at
I
work
know,
too.
dude. I saw that. And that's why
Yeah, you were like, I'm gonna get on.
Fuck it.
Triggs, how did you think of the fight last night?
bro. So I only got it from like y'all's updates, and then I actually saw highlights on YouTube, right?
Mhm.
And like all I could say is that like Ryan just kept piecing him up the whole time.
That
right?
is.
And I was just like, dude, this guy's a WBC champ.
Yeah, he's had such purpose. Yeah, Haney, it's so weird. Like Haney, I don't know. Like, I don't know how he has that belt technically. I don't even know what's going on. Like Ryan Garcia, and that's what sucks is if he would have dropped those 3 pounds like on spot instead of just being like, nah, fuck you, he would have had that belt easy. And I don't even think that claw, I don't think the fatigue or anything would have fucked him up at all. Like, I think he would have hydrated.
And 3 pounds is nothing in an hour. Or
Yeah.
what, 2 hours?
No, it's kind of rough. It's 3 hours is pretty rough when you're dehydrated and depleted. It gets a little rough. You know, it takes about 45 minutes to lose a pound, a pound and a half.
He chugged the beer. He was fine.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like I said, Budweiser is not my choice for Gatorade, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you're dehydrated, I'm not gonna be like, oh fuck, I just ran 5 miles. Someone give me a fucking shot of whiskey or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, give me water,
That's why I was
please,
like,
God.
All right, dude, I guess. And
So most excellent, Triggs. It's good to have you, man. What's been going on, man? Real quick before you got to go.
well, you know, honestly, man, I've just been working a whole lot. That's why sometimes I am on the show, sometimes I'm not on the show, sometimes I'm here, I'm doing my thing, and you know, it's just like, I mean, it is what it is, dude. You know, but right now I'm at a spot where like it's slow enough, dead enough to where I can actually, and I'm alone completely. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just jump on, you know, let me talk a little bit. And then when I get home, I can actually get on my laptop and actually like, you know, be on the show correctly.
Excellent,
So
excellent. Hopefully you
it'll
have some
still be
time.
going on by that time.
Yeah, hopefully you have some time, man. Hopefully you have some time. But yeah, bro, thank you for jumping on. I know you're a busy man. You know, go do your thing, get home and try to get on with us later when you get home.
Yeah, man. So what are we talking about today, man? What's
today for sure, we're talking about the UFC fights. You know, we had Max Holloway do an impressive fight. Alex Pereira fight Hill. I did my Florida stuff with Eric Lozano for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I still got to tell you guys my what's his name? Rich story. I met this guy named Rich. You guys will get a good kick out of him. Then it's we want to talk about Transformers 1, Shang-Chi getting canceled, Grant Gustin still being talks in the universe for DC Universe, the Joker 2, and Fallout series on Amazon Prime.
Bro, so I'll definitely try and make it. Like, let me know when you're talking Fallout. No matter what, I'll try and jump on anyway, because quite a bit of thoughts about that and all positive. Honestly, if I were to like comment on anything, it would probably be the Transformers. And honestly, I thought it looked really, really cool.
Yeah. All right. Good. Well,
I think it's a nice breath of fresh air in the right direction, giving us an animated movie instead of like a live action movie that have been kind of very lackluster for the past 10 years.
Okay. That's a good call.
You know,
shit. Yeah, we got to bring you on, man. Because I thought it sucked. It'd be so great to bring you on now. Audrey, what's up? Audrey's like, Triggs, what the hell? He at work, and she's like, I love you. But she tells me I love you. She's telling me, not you. You get your ass back to work. Nah, I'm just
love you for that.
Yeah, I love you for that. Good shit, my man. Good shit. Hey, Triggs, we'll let you go. Try to get back on the show tonight. If you get in time, cool. If not, next week or whatever, you let me know.
Yeah, man, for sure. And like I said, when you guys are going to start the Fallout talk, just like shoot me a message real quick, and I'll see what I can do about trying to jump on. Right.
Excellent, brother. Miss you. Do good. Make money. I want you to buy me some new shoes or something. Buy me a nice pink dress. Later.
All right. See y'all later, man.
That's cool.
All right, boys. That was the last of our dudes coming in the show real crazy, man. So,
podcasting, bro. I like that, bro.
I'm telling you, it's super crazy, man. I brought you guys in my guests, and you guys are on the seat, and we get to interview the average boys. My man, boy, my man.
That's awesome.
So yeah, the reason why I asked you guys earlier was I asked you if you guys ever ran into some weird ass fucker like outside on your trips and stuff. We had our opportunity to meet a weird motherfucker, dude. We were at an Olive Garden after the weigh-ins, and my friend's girlfriend comes to the front and accidentally hits the cars next to us door, but it barely hits like the little mirror that sticks out, right? Like the door just tags it. And there's a gentleman sitting in the passenger seat, and Eric was there, which is my fighter, right? And he looks out the window and goes, "Hey, man, your girl hit my car. I was going to call the cops." Or I don't know. He said some stupid shit. And then Eric made a comment towards him that was like, "Well, if that's the case, I'm going to send your ass back to the swamp." And for some reason, I thought Shrek or that Eric thought this guy looked like one of those swamp people. Right? Like that's the only things I could think of. But other than that, yeah, Brian, straight up, just Florida. It's a Florida moment. So this guy steps out of the car and he's like 6'3" and like just a built white guy with a red muscle shirt, tanned from the face. And he looked like a overcooked hot dog from fucking Stripes, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like those kind of white dudes that are like they're like almost like toasty brown color, but they got like blonde hair, right? He looks super weird. He just looked super weird, but he was a big guy, right? And all of a sudden he tells Eric, "Well, I don't know, man. We might have to fight about this." So he says something stupid in the sense of like combat. And fucking Eric goes, I wouldn't really recommend it, dude, because I'm a real fighter. Like, just, I'm just putting it out there just so you don't think of anything crazy because it's Florida or whatever. And the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, bro, what do you do?" And Eric goes, "Well, I fight for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I fight for BKFC." And the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, well, I fucked up Kenny Florian once." And we were like, the fuck, bro? Kenny Florian's like 150 fucking pounds, bro. This guy's like 230, 6'3". Like, what do you mean? Like, right when he said that, I just dipped my hat in shame, dude. I know this was gonna go into like the stupidest area. He literally goes and says, "Yeah, man, I fucked up Kenny Florian once." And I was like, that makes no sense. Why did this guy pick Kenny Florian? He could have picked he could have picked Michael Jamal White. He could have picked fucking John Jones. He could have picked any motherfucker, but he picks Kenny Florian. And Eric was kind of like, for some reason, Eric was like, he thought Kendall Grove, which Kendall Grove is a big 6'2" black guy that fights in the heavyweight division. Not thinking Kenny Florian, who this guy mentions, that fights in the light heavyweight division, that's like 145, soaking wet with a brick in his pocket. What's up, Iris? Good to see you. We're talking about a crazy Florida story. So then all of a sudden, like, we're like, "Oh, okay, well, how did?" And he goes, "You guys know Kenny Florian, right?" And we were like, "Yeah, he's a commentator for the UFC. Like, he doesn't even fight. He's retired. Why'd you fuck him up?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, he was chasing me on the expressway one day. And yeah, he knew who I was. And then, yeah, so I pulled over on the expressway and I started fucking him up. And then I told the cops, like, when they came from across the street, that I didn't want to press charges. And I told Kenny Florian, if I ever find you again, I'm going to fuck it." This is exactly what he told me, dude. Like, I'm not making any of this shit up. This is like verbatim. And he's like, "If I ever find Kenny Florian, I'm just going to tell him I'll kick his ass even harder." And then it stopped. And then it fucking stopped. And a million questions went through my mind. First, why was Kenny Florian following this guy? Yep. Second, why were the cops across the street on the expressway? Why did they stop when he was kicking the shit out of this dude in a public space? And why did they ask him if he wanted to press charges while he was fucking him up? So in my mind, after that, this guy Rich became like my Chuck Norris for the weekend. Like everything revolved around Chuck. Everything revolved around Rich. We'd be hanging out and someone would, come up to Eric or whatnot, or the waitress would come up and ask us. And then all of a sudden I turn around and be like, "There I was, boys, kicking the shit out of Kenny Florian." Like, that would be my entrance to every segue in our conversation. And then at several times we were at a restaurant and someone would notice Eric as a local fighter. And sometimes people would be like, "Hey, let me pay for his tab." And every time that happened, I was like, "Rich paid that off, dude. Rich is across the street with binoculars watching us right now." And he's just like, "I'm paying for that guy's thing right now." Like, it was the wildest thing, man. Wildest thing. You guys have never ran into like someone that's just like so out of this world crazy that it was just something that stuck with you so bad on a trip? Yeah, David, you have to, bro. You were in North Dakota for like 12 months, dude.
Bro, not to that extent. I had a homeless guy that came up to the car. He was walking up, and he yells across the street, bro. This is like a fucking La Jolla type of fucking intersection. He yells to the dealer. He yells to the dealership across the fucking street. He's like, "You're looking at it and fucking stab you, motherfucker!" And this dude's like 10 feet from my door, and I'm just like, I open the glove compartment, I grab the gun. I'm like, this sucks. Like, I'm just trying to get to work.
I'm loaded. I'm carrying. Please don't come any closer.
Oh, bro, fuck that. It was like some homeless dude, bro. Like, and then I call my boss. I'm pulling up to the store. I'm like, bro, this motherfucker's gonna come to the Walmart parking lot, bro. This motherfucker, bro. Still walking. I said, dude, I'm not even gonna get down from the car. I'm just gonna call the cops. Let them deal with that shit, bro. I fucking waited for them to take him out of the building. Then I went in. I'm not dealing with that shit, bro. Fuck that.
Nico, what about you? You gotta have a crazy story like this, dude.
Houston, same thing. Fucking, it's either homeless people or like fucking meth heads
prostitute.
or crackheads.
Fucking prostitute.
Yeah, the
or
prostitute,
hippies, bro. Or hippies.
No, the prostitute also, man. I'm telling you. I'm surprised you guys don't know about that stupid little alien thing. It's like a.
You're still on the alien.
You're still on the alien, bro.
Because I'm not joking. Like she's a skinny little toothpick. It's a black girl. She's a skinny little toothpick, and she arcs her back to a certain point where her butt supposedly pops out, right? But it looks like if she landed on a fucking rock or something, and her back just stayed arced the entire way,
it would just break.
And then she's got these freaking long ass fucking toenails that like she's wearing like slippers or chanclas or something. Her fucking toenails are like this goddamn long. It looks like they're gonna drag on the floor and cause
they're like hanging off of the chanclas, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's gross,
like
dude.
Talons.
That's disgusting.
And, yo, but she was walking around like if she was the shit, man. And then okay, so that happens. Then I'm at a stoplight, right? And it's okay, so you got your right lane, the middle lane, and then you got your turning lane. Mm-hmm. I'm in the middle lane, and I'm gonna go straight. Okay, the guy, some homeless dude, he has AirPods on. He's dancing as he's walking through the walk path, and he does 2 steps forward, 1 step back, snaps, looks at you, winks, points the gun, and he just keeps on walking, right? And I was like, and to me, I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, like, and I'm looking at the cars right next to me.
He's like, that's my bitch.
That's the cue, and then like a bunch of homeless people jump in your car, dude. They just start having an orgy in your back seat and shit.
Dude, I was like, is this normal? Like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
that was the cue, dude. Oh, that's funny as fuck, dude.
This guy's just jamming out. He's got his little shit on, and he's walking around, and he's got his little steps going. He's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and pop, gun, wink, and then I'm like, what the fuck? Did anybody just see this shit? Like, and then I see him like maybe like a week later, same fucking stripes where the prostitute is, and this dude is running. He's doing a beer run. His pants halfway down his ass, and he's trying to run like waddle away. And the guy's like, "Don't ever come back here ever again, motherfucker!" Like and they're going at it, and he's like, "Fuck you!" And he's dropping 24 ounces out of his arm.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, and you know what? As a matter of fact, super cool. In the comment section, we got Raul Ramos, who you guys have probably seen at the convention scene. This guy is a local legend to us, especially in my circle, because he's one of the guys who used to run the South Texas Fight League, STFL, and the STFC way back in the day. The only promotional MMA card down here in the Valley. Like one of the first, and like they brought out so many awesome fighters out of that card. So shout out to Raul. He's out there, he's putting up stuff, and he's like, man, dude, this conversation makes me want to put on another fight and all this other stuff. But he runs he's really good at his collecting stuff, and he sells great stuff. He's a big collector of comics, and he's got some great keys, man. If you guys ever do need comics, that's the guy I would talk to too, man. So shout out to Raul. Awesome dude.
Check your DMs.
Yeah, check your DMs, bro. We're gonna hit you up later. Get inventory.
I need inventory, bro.
Yo, the other coolest thing is we were at a fight in Corpus Christi. I forgot the organization, but my fighter Adonis Salcedo was fighting, and we saw they had an art walk at the same time in Corpus, and we ended up seeing these like 2 like straight up like tight pants, polo shirt stripes with glasses, hippie kids come out. They both pulled out tasers and they tried to start a taser fight, dude.
Jesus. What the fuck?
Like a fucking they pulled that shit out like they were knives, dude. It was me and Adonis were like, get him, bitch, get him. We're instigating, dude. You know what I mean? We're the worst people to have in that circle, dude. They were tasing like the air. It was the fucking wildest. And I'm like, Dana White, where are you, bro? This is like, it needs to be a fight style. We got the slapping thing. We need a fucking taser fight. I need a dude.
No, but the tasers, they sound fucking horrible when they crack.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's what made it so fucking awesome. That's why I was like, get him, bitch, get him. I was instigating that shit so hard. But can you imagine if, like, you know, Dana White has that fucking full contact, like the slapping thing? I think it's the worst thing. That's like instant CT, like just instant fucking brain damage, dude. But like, can you imagine if I was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna give you a 1,000,000-watt fucking taser that they sell on the back of comic books, like that any kid can buy or whatever. Go at it. We're gonna lock you in a cage, fuck each other up, and then like every 30 seconds you splash them with water or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, fucking dice it up a little bit, man. You know what I mean? Fucking make it crazy. Take some tiles out. Make a big ass hole in the ground. You know, make it crazy. Put a taser on his
fucking audience water guns, like.
Yeah, dude. Post whoever you want down. Fuck them all up, dude. You know what I mean? Put a taser on a stick. Get it going, man. It'll be crazy as shit. But yeah, Florida, guys, was an awesome trip. I had such a great time. Such great people, Gio and Eric. Can't wait to see him come back. He had such an amazing opportunity. Like, and those of you that were watching the show and that supported our trip, like, we appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of it. But yeah, now we're back to business, boys. And I'm going to bring you guys, we're already in deep waters with this crazy shit we've been talking about. So let's get right to it. So Trigger was on the show a little while ago. We're going to save Transformers and give it an opportunity. We'll get right to it. Shang-Chi has apparently been canceled. Have you guys heard about this yet? Or is it brand new?
Honestly, God, I'm not lying. I could care less about Shang-Chi.
Whoa, that was the best movie of Phase 4.
No, bro, I could care less about it.
Had a great time. Definitely had a great time. Florida was crazy, my man. It was so cool. But yeah, Shang-Chi 2 apparently got the call that it's been canceled. Shang-Chi was, I think, the highest grossing film of Phase 4. It came in. It hit hard. It did all right. But I want to get your guys' opinion. Like we said, like Nico's already jumping the gun. But Nico, I'd like to get your opinion on what you thought of Shang-Chi, and David, you too, man. Let me know. But it's been like fucking 10 years already? Jesus Christ, when was that movie that come out? Jesus.
It's been a minute, bro.
Let me know. What's up, boys? Nico, you go first. Since you already started bashing the shit out of it.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like, I had really high hopes for it because the comic books, it does it justice. It's really good. But the movie itself, I had really high hopes on. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I did not go to pay for it. I waited till it came out on Disney Plus. I saw
good
it.
Man, good man.
I was
good man.
Immediately disappointed. Like, I was so disappointed with that. I was like, yeah, you know what? And then it leaves you kind of like on a cliffhanger at the very end, so you know there's gonna be a continuation for it. But at that particular point, once I see that, and I kind of like, okay, yeah, it's gonna leave for a continuation, or they're gonna bring this character along into a different movie, carry him in. But I was like, I could see him being carried into another movie. But to bring a whole nother Shang-Chi movie, I was like, I could care less. I would not go watch it. So
Brian in the comment section at work says Shang-Chi is top tier, baby.
Dude, I don't know what it is with me and Brian. We can't see eye to eye, bro. Like, golly.
That's what makes good friends, man. That's what makes good friends. Bro. That's good drinking buddies. Me myself, I thought Shang-Chi was all right, but I've had a lot of time to really dissect the shit out of that movie on the show. Yeah, so I'm gonna let David take the reins on this one. David, I'm gonna let you talk about it because
I'm going with Brian, bro. That fucking movie is a shit, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Okay, all right, bro. All right. Give me some of that. Give me some of that.
It was the savior of Phase 4, bro.
True.
Okay, so there had to be a shiny turd in there. It was entertaining. It was good. The cliffhanger at the end was not too bad. Obviously, it led to a bunch of bullshit. They couldn't fucking.
My boy.
It was like a fucking cliff dive. That's what the fuck it was, bro.
No.
But it was entertaining, bro. I really liked it, bro.
I don't know, man. I think it's a hard sell for Lemon too, man. Lemon says, I don't know, man. There was a cliffhanger. I made a sandwich and I passed out with the plate in my hand. That's pretty hardcore, man.
That alone tells you how the movie was.
It was good. The fight was good. The fucking CG was good. I mean, are there better Marvel movies? Absolutely. But for that phase, I think it was really good. Obviously, like I said, it took a dive going into Phase 5 or into the shit show we're in now. But I think it was pretty good. Is as good as like Captain America? Fuck no. I mean, I'll take Captain America any day over the week. But I think it was a pretty strong movie. The fact they canceled it kind of sucks. But hopefully they'll make better writing into it, right? Tie it in better. Because if they make it sucks, bro, I'm fucking done. Fucking done.
It's super crazy because, like, I mean, I've talked about this before. Me and the boys have turned into Shang-Chi several times. For the phase and the time it was all right. I still feel it would have been better if they had released that closer to like phase 1 or phase 2. I don't feel like there was a lot of action or things that they could have that they needed to wait so long after Endgame for. You know what I mean? I feel like they could have got away with it at the beginning and it would have been an interesting character to introduce. I don't imagine this, right? Imagine a world where fucking Thanos comes in at the end of fucking what is it, phase 4 in Endgame or whatever, and Shang-Chi shows up right on the battlefield. What the fuck is he supposed to do? Like what is he supposed to do? Like if he didn't have the 10 rings really fucking like they really turned him into fucking Goku practically at the end.
Yeah.
He's floating, he's fighting fucking dragons, he's throwing fireballs, he's fucking
with the rings.
he's doing shit he never did in the comics. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, he's out there, he's got superpowers now. I think that's the only way that character survives in a now age time.
But
right, you gotta make him have powers.
But that goes to the point that I'm trying to make. Like the movie itself wasn't that great, but like you just said, once he acquires the ring and it's near the ending of the movie, that's when he unleashes and you actually see his full potential, you know, which is kind of like the only saving good part of the entire movie. It leads up to it, but like I said, I seriously thought they were going to kind of possibly throw him into another movie, add him in there somehow, but to bring in a whole new Shang-Chi movie on its own, I was like, I couldn't see that happening.
I think it's worth one movie. I don't think it's valuable for a sequel.
I mean, if they didn't make a second one, I wouldn't be disappointed. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it's like, if it's fucking Jet Li and Jackie Chan the way it was in this one, I'll watch it. I mean, I'll fucking watch. I'll watch it for the choreo. Like it's like Brian said earlier in the comments, the choreography alone was amazing. The fight scenes were really, really good. And Siam Liu as Shang-Chi, he did a pretty good job. I mean, they can kill off Awkwafina for all I give a shit. I mean, she's a pain in my ass, bro. She's annoying as fuck. And their relationship was so weird written.
Hey, lower it a little bit, guys.
It was fun, but it was kind of awkwardly written. But I mean, where do you see this guy going in the Avengers? He acquires his dad's rings, right? His sister is now going to run the Hand or whatever the fuck the organization's called, the Ring or what the rings, or I forgot what they're called, the 10 rings. There's no way to advance these rings as a superpower. So whatever he had in the last film is exactly what he's going to have in the next film. Like the only grace that Shang-Chi had in the comic books, if I'm not mistaken, were 2 points of interest. One, he teaches Spider-Man how to do spider fu or whatever. Teaches him his spider combat fighting abilities, which he ends up, because he's like a master of the martial arts. He's like, he doesn't do what Taskmaster does. He creates styles. Like he's like the best martial arts gimmick in the whole entire aspect of writing stories. And I want to say that there was a story also. I want to say it was probably, I can't even think about it. But like there was a point where he ends up developing a power to multiply himself. And then there's like a bunch of these dudes that can just whip ass, dude. You know what I mean? Like that's like a feat all on its own. You get a bunch of Shang-Chi's and he's just whipping everything's ass. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing for it. You know what I mean? So like straight up, what's up, Ben Keener? I'm here for the breakfast tacos. Excellent, bro. Thank you for coming.
What up now?
That's my boy. Good shit, Ben. Good shit. Breakfast tacos, my man. But yeah, I don't. It's Secret Wars. Like that's the only thing leading up to Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Where do you have space for him, Blade, the Black Knight, fucking Moon Knight? Where do you have places for these dudes amongst like Doctor Doom, Owen Reese, the Molecule Man? I mean, fuck, we can't even get the Fantastic Four yet, and they're like the main attraction to Secret Wars' entire story. We don't even have a Doctor Doom yet, and they think I give a shit about Shang-Chi. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, fucking Captain Marvel's movies are fucking horrible. She at least played a factor.
Okay, but that goes to it. In my personal opinion, if you talk about the Marvels and Shang-Chi, I'll say Shang-Chi all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that hands down. Okay, but like I said, if it, like you said, I don't know exactly what movie or what role they would throw him in. but I could see him possibly being thrown into another role with another group of guys. But yeah, certain movies, there's no way he's a little OP on certain things, but yet.
Look, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think they would do with this character, and right now Trigger would be rolling if he heard me say this, but I 100% think that they would replace Braddock's, the guy in the beginning of Secret Wars that they throw into the pit with the zombies.
Okay.
That's what they're gonna do Shang-Chi with. So like in Secret Wars Battle World, there's two separations. One is like the Annihilus wave or the Age of Ultron area, which is all Ultron robots. They're separated by the wall. And then there's another part on the northern or southern hemispheres. Later, Brian, my man. Good to see you, Bubba. There's another wall that separates the Marvel zombies from the states of the Battle World area. Like, it's just factions that Doctor Doom put on Battle World, right? Of all the different universes that he wanted to save. And one of them was the Age of Ultron. The other one was the Annihilus wave. And then the other one was a World War Hulk's planet. And then on the very, very bottom or on top, separated, of course, by the wall, is the exiled land, which is the zombies, Marvel Zombies comic book. And what they do is when you disobey God Doom, they exile you into that area and you just have to survive. And at the very beginning, they throw one of the Captain Britain's in there. One of the Captain Britons is exiled at the very beginning. They give him a sword. They give him his helmet. They give him his uniform. And they're just like, all right, bitch, like, get the fuck out of here. Go out there. I think because Brian Braddock's, everybody knows Captain Britain is a great fighter. He's like a Captain America. He's a survival guy. He's strong as shit. Like, he knows his stuff. Like, he's one of those dudes that when Henry Cavill was coming over and they were talking about him playing it, I was like, okay, good shit. We might get a Captain Britain. That's pretty cool. But I think his character would easily be replaced by Shang-Chi in Secret Wars. Like, they'll be like very beginning. They're like, you disobeyed Dr. Doom or God Doom. You're being exiled. And all of a sudden he turns around and he's like, where are my rings? And then they're like, all right, you're being exiled. They literally just accept it. And they jump into the pit and they just start fighting zombies. Like, that would be a pretty cool thing to see Shang-Chi get thrown into zombies and him just beating the fuck out of zombies. And then like the movie goes through, and then of course we have the Black Panther scene in that where he goes to I guess be the king of the dead in the Marvel Zombies universe, and he goes and calls to arms. And in that faction you end up seeing that Shang-Chi's still alive, like fighting, and he's like leading them through the Deadlands, which is similar to what Captain Britain did, and also Red Skull. There's a Red Skull that survives in that world too. So it would be cool. Like, I mean, there's all these different sub stories that are part of Secret Wars that, really, really factor in. I mean, Trigger, if he was here, he would tell you like how important the majority of them are. But like one of them is like Maximus the Mad. They're not going to bring his ass back from the Inhumans TV show that sucked balls. You know what I mean? They're not going to be like, hey, that's the guy right there. Like, even though he was like the best thing. So like, I don't see him being a huge factor in the world. I mean, dude, who would you want? Ryan Reynolds, Wolverine, the entire fucking Fox cast, or would you want Shang-Chi? Yeah, you're gonna want fucking old school people.
You're very hopeful because I feel like they're gonna fuck up his role, bro.
Which one?
I feel like they're gonna make Shang-Chi like fucking coach or mentor fucking Miss Marvel, and just fuck it up from there.
Yeah. I'm like, they can't even get Miss Marvel right. I feel bad.
You got like these high hopes. I'm like, that sounds good, but Disney's gonna do what Disney does best, bro.
Disney is gonna do what Disney does. That's what they're gonna do. And my biggest concern with all this stuff is that none of these characters were around during those comic books arcs. That's why they all suck, because none of them are actually written in.
All right, I heard you talk about them, and I just got to throw it because I want to hear your opinion on it.
Oh shit!
Ready?
Yeah.
You brought up the Fantastic Four. Do you think it's time to just give up on them?
Yeah, leave them alone, dude. Fucking don't touch them, please.
They can't seem to nail it. They tried so many times rebooting and remaking, like they just can't fucking nail this. Like,
well, you know what? I'll tell people I love the first Fantastic Four movies during that time. I think they did a fantastic job. It was fun. It was very like at the time, very Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire-ish. It was quirky. It was funny. But the guy they chose as Doom was a bad motherfucker, dude. He was a good Doom. Like Doom was like just tenacious, bro. The old school, and not this weird past one that they did with what was his name? The fucking guy from Creed. The one that's Which one?
Oh, well, I'm talking about Teller, but you're talking about what's his name? B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a fantastic job, but like that movie just sucked. Fan four stick or whatever they called it, right? The Fantastic Four movie with the 4 in the middle.
Yeah.
The 4 in the middle of the time, that was trash too. But I did like the way they did The Thing. Like in that movie, when he's the newer one, the one that was really bad. When the government drops Thing off to fucking fight Reed Richards, and he like fucking falls in the forest and he slams down. I was like, bro, where is this the rest of the movie? Like, why are you fucking this all up? And this is really good. Like everything else was just really bad. But yeah, like with the newer version of whatever they're talking about with Pedro Pascal and the female Silver Surfer, and now I think they just found an actor, Lakeith, the guy who he was in that Key and Peele movie, the one that's like Get Out. He was in Get Out. He was the dude that was like with the hat. Hey everybody, he was like the journalist or the reporter, and then he's like, get out. He freaks out. Like that dude is apparently supposed to be casted as the new real Silver Surfer, like Norrin Rad.
Oh wow.
So like from what I've heard, we have a female Silver Surfer and we have a male Silver Surfer, which probably the way Disney, with the way they write things, is the female character is going to sacrifice herself, and then the man character is going to be like, oh, I should be a man now since the woman did my job. So like that's probably what's going to happen. So yeah, so I'm just shooting shots in the dark, making prophecies and shit. That's what I do.
Chris. All right, Chris. I don't, like I said, this is the first time I've been on the podcast with you. I don't know who your favorite characters are in the Marvel universe. Give me
Okay.
5.
Hyperion 1.
Okay.
Thor. Which one though? Oh, you know what? Donald Blake, when they made him return when he was like a serial killer. That was just a recent comic book.
Fucking
who else?
Goose.
I mean, of course, Hulk from Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. Who else? Sentry's pretty good. I just feel like he's very like underutilized when it comes to the writing on how they write him. So I think I'm not very much a big factor of him. Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime is another one of my favorites. That's going into the DC storylines. And who else? Owen Reese. Yeah, fuck it. Owen Reese. I like the Molecule Man. Yeah, but overall, through and through, I think Hyperion's one of my favorite characters.
Okay, now you did mention a little bit of Planet Hulk. Do you think they're ever gonna fucking do it? Because they keep teasing
they
it.
can't.
No,
they already fucked it up. They fucked it up when they did Thor Ragnarok.
Man, I don't know.
We just talked about that.
And then they just fucked it up in fucking She-Hulk. Because they just made him an absentee father. They're gonna make it a comedy, dude.
Because of Scar.
They're gonna make World War Hulk and Planet Hulk a comedy.
Oh.
Because remember, what's he supposed to do after Planet Hulk? He comes to Earth to start everything because of what happened to the planet, Sakaar at the time. Dude, he's here having a fucking milkshake at a picnic. When he has to pick up his kid from daycare or wherever the fuck he picked him up from. Like, they fucked it up so bad, dude. They fucked it up. They fucked up the Hulk so bad. My thing is, I always thought the greatest thing they could have done with his character is at the ending of Endgame, they lose the fucking glove, like they lose the Infinity Gauntlet, and everyone's clamoring to get it. Oh, we got to get it. But in that time, the Hulk, Bruce Banner is in control. I think when everything was being onslaughted and Thanos' army was attacking and everyone's getting they're getting their shit pushed in. I think we should have got the Hulk to start reverting back to being the Hulk, not Bruce Banner in control. So since everything was being chaotic with that time with Thanos in the big war scene at the end, I think Hulk would have lost control. And since he had just did the snap and everyone's like, we got to get to the glove. Someone grab the glove. It's on the ground. Don't let Thanos get it. And then all of a sudden you hear Banner go, Hulk, get glove. Banner not here. Hulk met. And then everyone's like, fuck that. Don't let that idiot touch the glove. And it's Thanos and the Avengers stopping the Hulk from getting the glove. Like, I think that would have been an amazing scene because that would have been a moment that you have everyone go against him at once. Like, that would have been a moment. Yeah, because you would be like, why would you let the Hulk get the Infinity Gauntlet to snap everybody away or back or whatever the fuck? Like, you would be like, no, he can't. He's not smart. Like that Thor would be upset, Tony Stark, everyone would fight the Hulk. And at that moment, the Hulk has no friends. He has every right to believe that everything is against him. Then he just leaves. He fucked off at the ending of the movie anyways. Like, he didn't do anything spectacular except for the snap, and that was it. You know what I mean? And then they didn't even really explain the fucking hand thing. They ruined his hand, and then what? Like, there was supposed to be a payoff. Then he shows up on She-Hulk, and he's like, oh, yeah, my hand's back to normal. I ate Burger King or whatever the fuck he did. Like, but it didn't make sense. Like, apparently, like, for that moment, his healing factor didn't work. Like, for that factor, and it's like, why? Explain yourself, Marvel. You made a weird-ass decision. But they didn't. They just made him fuck off. Like, he's just there with just one arm, and he's fucking things up with one arm. And
you know, I'm a huge Hulk fan. Okay,
I am too.
Really huge. I love the Hulk. I love Wolverine. I love Beta Ray Bill. You know, like, yes. Okay.
Oh, I'm a huge Wolverine fan. That's my first tattoo, man.
Yeah. You know, so like, I really had high hopes that they would do Planet Hulk, because I wanted to see a continuation and possibly see Scar come out. You know, and I was really hoping, since they kind of like leaked it a little bit, Easter egg, the whole Beta Ray Bill, Silver Surfer, possibly, you know, the whole Gladiator aspect of it, you know.
Yeah, they fucked that up so bad. They fucked that up so bad. Like, don't get me wrong, the Thor Ragnarok scene with like the Hulk being Gladiator Hulk and all that shit was awesome. Like, I have never bought a Marvel Legends toy except for that toy. Like the Marvel Legends Gladiator Hulk. That's the only one I've ever bought. It's the only one I've ever cared to buy. Yeah, that exact one behind you. Like, that's the one that I bought. I never bought a goddamn Hulk toy in my whole life except that toy. Why? Because I thought they did a really good job. But that was such a big throwaway, because everything that Thor did in that film was supposed to be Hulk. And then he was supposed to get his Sikaran, the Warbound, and all this other stuff. And they made fucking Meek and Korg like idiots, like just blasphemic idiots. But then in the comic books, it's like, what did they do with their characters? The Hulk gets killed by Hawkeye. They come out for the eulogy. They all get something in the will. Like, but they're all just fucking working at Whataburger or what? Like, what are they doing on planet Earth? Like, this is a big rock, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's a bunch of weird shit going on, but yeah, I think there's no way of them returning to the Planet Hulk, even though they want to in World War Hulk. Like, you just can't, because he's just a big, I love everybody kind of guy or whatever. I think World War Hulk is just going to end up being like him with his kid with daddy issues, like, I hate you, dad, and then he like leaves, and that's the whole like World War Hulk is like, it's his son battling his dad, like, for, you know, father issues or whatever. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Like let me ask you guys, and this is just like a shot in the dark, how, like, it's simple, how do you make the magnification of what, you know, the comic book of World War Hulk to be? How do you do that right now in the landscape of the MCU?
Okay, so
clusterfuck, bro.
Say that again.
He said clusterfuck. That's clusterfuck.
Clusterfuck, bro. Clusterfuck.
Yeah, like just tell me from right now where we at in the MCU. If Marvel came out and was like, World War Hulk coming out in 4 years, how do you think it plays up to it? Like right now, as to whatever Bruce Banner is doing in the world of the MCU right now, how does he get so mad that he wants to literally take all the heads of the Illuminati and put them in a gladiatorial thing in the middle of the New York landscape and have them fight, because he wants them to fight to the death like he had to? Like, how do we get that?
You can't. Honestly, it would have to be start from scratch. The whole try and bring, okay, because everyone's talking about possibly bringing the Avengers back. Everyone knows you have Robert Downey Jr., you have everybody. Like, if you were to make a whole nother team, people won't see it the same. They want the classics, they want the originals, the ones they were like grown up with. If they were to revert and make it go back somehow so that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man can come back, that's the only way I could possibly see this shit play out. Other than that, you would have to just start from scratch all over again, the way they've already done with the Hulk several times, and make a whole new storyline.
Sucks.
Like, you know,
that just sucks though, man.
Because they made him a bitch when fucking Thanos whooped his ass like easily. You know,
yeah, that didn't make any sense either. Like, you know, I mean, Thanos kicking his ass makes sense.
No, but I know, but for it to be so easy, so like, just I don't know. I seriously thought there was gonna be a bit of a struggle at least.
Well, I mean, like in the sense of storytelling, right? Like the first thing we thought was, okay, Thanos attacks that ship with the Asgardians, Thor, and Loki, right?
Yeah.
And Bruce Banner. And then all of a sudden, like it starts, they're fighting, he's getting his ass kicked. Thank you, Iris. Thank you for jumping in. And then it says, we got a Hulk, and then the Hulk comes out and starts like, you know, doing the Hulk thing. You know, they needed to take that factor away. That idea that was our trump card, like that was our thing in the hole that can always stop that guy. Because everyone from the first couple of movies and first phases was like, nothing is stronger than the Hulk. Like he's indestructible. He fought fucking Fenris. Like he was there. He punched fucking Surtur. Like he's the Hulk. Like he literally is.
But even then, to a certain extent, we never actually see him unleash his full potential.
His full potential.
Say, holy crap! Like, you know, like
the only time we got close to it was Ultron, Age of Ultron, when they turned him into Savage Hulk for that moment with Wanda
for a minute.
Yeah, that's kind of like the only time. And I mean, he did damage on the Hulkbuster. Like he fucked that thing up, and then he brought that whole building down, which is like that was supposed to be like that version of that world's like 9/11 situation, right? And that was supposed to be like the first like this is the Hulk fucking up Manhattan in the comic books. That sets up for the whole like shooting him off into space. Ship him out. Yeah. That was like the first pace, and you see it, and you're like, oh, that's how the MCU is gonna do it. All right, fucking. But then he accepts it himself. He's just like, oh, Age of Ultron. Let me get in the fucking ship on my own and shit. You're kind of like, what? Like it doesn't make sense. Like he's supposed to leave on not his own will. Like he doesn't want to just fuck off on his own. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what we do to find peace. You know what I mean? Like we don't do that just to be like, I'm an asshole. I'm going to leave or whatever. Like, yeah, like I don't know. But we do get to see that whip of like the Hulk letting go, right? Más o menos. But that's it. Like that's it. That was it. That's all we got. We got to see a little bit of it when he fought, like I said, in Thor Ragnarok. But it was very little. It was more of a comedy, you know. Taika Waititi doing what he does best, you know. Like then, yeah. And then we get to see him be like a whole fucking dad unit in She-Hulk, and yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, I don't
like that. That's the thing, though. Like, they have some really epic characters, obviously. Like, and MCU has great characters. The DC universe. Me personally, I'm not much of a DC fan. I would say there's like a handful, maybe a dozen that are really good, but the MCU is fucking outrageous. And then for you to do certain things, like it's like you said, there's a piece or a part in the movie where you're seeing the potential of where the storyline's going to lead up to. Like you're like, okay, yeah, the Hulk just fucked everybody up. He fucked up the entire city. They're going to hate him. They're going to want him gone. And then all of a sudden they just fucking hard left turn. Like, it's like you have a really good storyline, and I don't know who in the right mind just decides, you know what, let's just fuck up this whole thing and let's just, you know, like
they're in the room and they're like, I know what the people want. They want this to happen. We should fucking derail and go the other way and fuck it up, dude.
It seems like they do that all the time.
Yeah, we got millions of dollars. We can do a couple of mistakes. The investors will understand. You know, you got to be edgy to be cool or whatever. No, God damn it, Kevin Feige. But yeah, man. Right now in the landscape of things, there's even a bunch of layoffs happening right now in Marvel that they're cutting a lot of fat off because they're doing like some like I guess just cutting the fat away from the business because they want they're gonna make it to where I believe it's like 3 movies, 2 live action television shows per year. That's kind of like the format they want to go with, which I'm like, all right, dude, but like, don't give me 3 shitty movies and 2 shitty shows. Like, you know, give us something good for once, please, for the love of God, dude. But like you said, like right now, they're doing what X-Men 97. They fucking fired the director already, but yeah, X-Men 97 is something that's, you know, from what you guys have said and what I've heard, it's not too bad, right?
Dude, I fucking love it.
It's good.
It's been good. Do you feel like it's in format to the old things, or do you think it's got a new twist to it?
No, it's got a completely new twist.
Oh shit!
What
storyline do you think they're following?
Just the fact that there's well, do you want me to kind of fuck this up for you?
Dude, you can't fuck it up. I read the comics, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you can't fuck it up too much. I read the comic.
The comic is completely different from the show because if you follow the original one, you already know what happens to Morph. Morph's already in this one, so that kind of storyline that happened in the early '90s animation, kind of somewhat they hint it, but they don't go into too far detail of what happens to Morph. You know, they just kind of give like quick glimpses, you know, like flashbacks of what he did, like Mr.
Yeah, his trauma and shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's small hints, but I seriously think that to a certain extent, this is a whole nother storyline. And I kind of like it because it's something refreshing. Because yes, we all love the way the comics go, the way we already have it in our head, the way it's going to plan out. And that kind of leads back to the whole Hulk thing. You know, you kind of have an idea and you're like, damn, I wonder where they're going to take this. Is it going to be exactly like the comic? Or are they going to kind of veer off a little bit and do something completely new and different and throw a curveball at us? But obviously, we're not expecting them to fuck it up either and drop the ball, you know?
Yeah.
But
that was overall, like, what was it? What If 2? Season 2?
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, that...
What If Season 2 is bad, man.
Finish it.
No, but overall, I like the show. It's pretty good. I was telling you guys, you know, episode 5, hands down, the best episode throughout the series so far. Episode 6 with Storm, I consider it more of a filler. It just, you know, it leads to now that she has no powers, you know, her little storyline of what she's doing now that she's not an X-Men. You know, it's kind of leading up to that. But episode 6 more is a filler, if anything. But I kind of like it, man. It's something refreshing.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, speaking of something refreshing and it's something we didn't ask for originally, but you know, we got it anyways. Joker season 2 or Joker film 2 sent us a trailer a couple of weeks ago. We did not get the opportunity to talk about it on the show with Brian and Trigger, but now I have you guys on the show and I'm back, baby. Did you guys get to see the trailer and what are you not excited for this movie?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen the trailer?
I have not seen it.
We got to put it on.
Yeah, play, bro.
Every time it's so crazy because every time David puts a fucking trailer on, he gets a good game on the ass cheeks and shit. Every time I put a trailer on, Sony fucks me, dude.
Right?
Yeah, fucking. They're just like, yo, where do you want this? Where do you want me to park this dildo, dude?
It's because you're established, bro. You have like people. I got like 5 people, bro.
Nah, dude. Shut up, dude. What the heck, man? You're good. You're good, boy. Okay, let's watch this fucking ignorance, dude. You could tell I wasn't a big fan of the first one, man. So let me get this.
The trailer's
all right, here we go. Oh, you know what? No, I'll remove it real quick. Stop sharing. Let me
just to make sure we're on the same page. We're talking about Wakanda Phoenix, right?
Yeah, Waka Phoenix, dude.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure that we're talking about the right one.
Yeah, it's this dude.
Okay.
Looking like a $165, dude. Looking in shape, dude.
What was that, Richie? Or what was his name?
What is it? Let's go. His name's Arthur. Yeah, he's not.
Hey, Fleck, you got a joke for us today?
Yeah, Arthur Fleck. He's supposed to be in Arkham. So, yeah, I don't know the clause of this, but I don't know if it's supposed to be like. Jeremy's like, where's Jeremy? Jeremy's like, she's fake, man. I don't believe she's real. I don't believe Lady Gaga's real either, my man.
Fractures within house.
All right. Hey, Chris, what do you think about like the whole method acting of like how you lose fucking weight, bro?
What's his name, babe? What'd you guys say?
I don't know. Like, I mean, some of these guys, like, they need it, but like, if you're gonna play a wife beater, I don't want you to method act beating your wife. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have him method act beating his wife. Or like, did Mark Wahlberg have to method act being a porn star for fucking that other movie? Like, I don't think he did. Like, I don't know. Some of these guys are kind of like holier than thou, I guess.
They're out there,
it's a little weird. But then again, I mean, he's really good at his shit. Like, Joaquin Phoenix is really good. Christian Bale is the same way. But then Christian Bale snapped at a light guy one day, and I was like, bro, beat Christian Bale's ass, dude. Like, don't let him talk to you like that. Yeah, fucking show Christian, show Batman you got hands too, boy. Yeah, sometimes I'm kind of like worried about these guys. There was that kid that played the Jeffrey Dahmer movie. And like apparently there were people that were like, oh fuck, he played Jeffrey Dahmer, then he was in American Horror Story, and then he was in Never Back Down, and then he was in Kick-Ass. He's got to be going crazy or whatever. And I'm like, bro, he's getting paid like fucking $17 billion to play these fucking roles. Like he can get paid and not go crazy. You know, he can pay for therapy after, whatever the fuck. He can pay for a vacation to Peter Piper or whatever. Like he's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like he's wiping his tears away from all the trauma with his millions of dollars, bro. Like he's okay. Joaquin Phoenix, he's okay. He's gonna get a sandwich after the movie's done. He's just got to cut weight a little bit. It's the hardest thing in his life. You know what I mean? It's okay. That's like when you listen to Sylvester Stallone talk about when he's making Rocky, and he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, I had him really punch me in the face or whatever." And it's like, bro, boxers get punched in the face for reals. Yeah. You know, heaven forbids an actor who's playing a boxer has to get hit in the face one time. You know, take one and see what it's like. You'll get more respect out of the stunt guys at least. Like you have to get hit in the face.
No shit. Humble.
So like when it comes to the method acting, if it's what gets the point across, then fine. But don't put yourself through this kind of stuff if your movie sucks ass, dude. Like if your movie, like if you're making fucking Rebel Moon and you lost 98 pounds to be a paraplegic guy in the corner, like, bro, you better tell Zack Snyder, don't fuck it up, dude. Like, for God's sakes, I lost 98 pounds for this role. Please, dude, don't fuck it up. Lube me up first before you fuck me, dude. So, all right, back to the performance. I wonder how he acted getting touched by rain.
I'm nobody. I haven't done anything with my life like you have.
Is that the Imagination song from Willy Wonka? It is, right?
I think so. Sounds like it.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. How do you get out of a fucking psych ward, dude?
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know, man.
What the world needs now is a love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just.
Oh, did you see that? Did these two make a movie before? Weren't they in the Johnny Cash movie?
I never saw the Johnny Cash movie, bro.
Man on Fire or Walk the Line or whatever. Okay, that's interesting. Hotel Arkham. I don't know, man. The Crow or whatever. Oh, I saw that. I thought this was an interesting shot. As a director, I thought this was really cool. Okay. It's pretty much there. What do you think?
She's fake.
Yeah, I want. Okay, so I'm gonna need Jeremy. If you're still in the comment section, please expand on the idea that you think she's fake. I need to understand this because I think she's real. I think the movie just sucks. David, Nico, give me your guys' response. How have you liked it? Were you a big fan of the first movie? Break it down for me, guys.
You want to go for David?
I get dibs. I want this one.
All right, David, you can
give me the ball, coach. Give me the ball. What's
Give
it called?
me,
Bro, I fucking hated the first movie, bro. Like, it was entertaining. Like, I get the concept of it. You know, he's getting bullied and shit to where he, like, snaps her and whatever. But I just felt like it was just overly done. Like, I get it. He was in his feelings. He was getting back after everybody and shit. And he goes crazy. I'm not going to lie, bro. When Jeremy put, she's fake, I don't believe she's real. And it starts off with her saying, I'm nobody. I love those movies, bro. Like Memento and shit, you know, they really fuck with your brain.
Okay,
I love those movies, bro. I fucking love those movies because you go back and watch them again, you know. But am I looking forward to it? Absolutely not. When it goes into fucking Hulu, I'll be watching that shit, you know. But
Hulu, when it goes to Hulu,
bro, or Peacock, whichever the fuck one.
All right, Nico, is your first time seeing the trailer? Watching me break it like in the middle of it and talk shit, and I'm sorry about that, but I have to because I believe that the social media is like for every 10 seconds it has to have some type of like break or something.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm doing it. But
No, you're good.
yeah, man. What's your take on it?
Okay, my first take, it looks very, how can I put it? Like very Broadway in a sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That's the first thought that I
right?
got out of it.
Play.
You know, it looks okay. Am I excited? No, I'm not. The first one, out of a 1 out of 10, I would have given it maybe a possible 7. The very first Joker movie. It was good, but I really wanted to see more chaos. You know, I really wanted him to actually like fucking completely snap. Like you could see he was holding back, and it's an okay movie, but I really wanted just him to fucking flip out. Like that's what I was waiting for the entire movie. And he finally does it, but it's like the last 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah,
where he shoots the fucking guy during the show. But other than that, it's okay. This one, like I said, it looks very theatrical, very Broadway. It looks like there's gonna be like the whole dancing, singing bullshit to it, like, you know, kind of building up for that romantic, like he loves me, she loves me, not type bullshit, all that crap. Like it's okay. It's two fucking crazy people basically falling in love, but I don't know, man. I'm just not. It didn't sell me. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I was not a big fan of the first one, but for a different reason. I thought if you would have named the movie Arthur and gave subtle like quips that there's a possibility that he is the Joker, but not explain that it's it's just a DC dark film. Like, you know what I mean? But not at all be like, here's Bruce Wayne. You may be the son of him.
I get where you're coming from. I don't mean to cut you off. I get where you're coming from. But without the movie titled The Joker, people who don't follow comics, they don't know who Arthur is. So I don't think it would have made an impact as the way it did. So yeah, go for it.
It didn't make sense for it to be the Joker either way, because they were claiming that, you know, this guy's going to be the same age as Batman, fighting him, you know, till later on. But if you look at him, he's like 12 and he's like 58. Yeah. And that makes him like a paraplegic or like an old man in a retirement home by the time he's at least 19, 20 years old, after he comes back from training with the, you know, the fucking Ra's al Ghul guy and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like when he comes back and he's like Batman year one, this dude's already like in a walker straight up. Like,
so the timeline,
it didn't make any sense for him to be. So and then they did that weird, like, there's a possibility he's like the bastard child of Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. Which
makes him and Bruce Wayne stepbrothers later on when they're fucking Batman and Joker in the storyline. So you're kind of like, wait, that's not the Joker either. In fact, I'm a really big fan of the Joker not having an origin story, because that's what makes urban legends and urban like terrors more scary, is because when you figure out it's like, dude, with the idea of him being a guy named Arthur in an insane asylum who wore a clown outfit to kill a dude with a gun in a train, like Bruce Wayne Batman would figure that shit out in 15 seconds with a fucking a magnifying glass and a telephone book. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way, as the greatest detective on the planet, that this guy does not know who the fuck this guy is in real life.
Yeah.
Like, and then later on, he literally almost gets busted by 2 regular cops. You know what I mean? Like, this, it's bad. Like, but the thing is it's so like open-ended in its little plot holes, like David's talking about, that every time they approach the director and they're like, hey, dude, like, this dude's like 52 and Bruce Wayne is barely 10. So when he's like 20, this guy's going to be 60. How does he fight a Batman who's like fresh, like 19, 20 years old, fucking truly athletic, kicking trees and shit? How does this 60-year-old like fucking stay up with him? And then the director's like, well, it's interpretational. Like, is it the Joker or is it not? I don't know. But when someone's like, wow, that was a great Joker movie, he's like, yeah, I know, right? It's a fucking great Joker movie. And it's like, bitch, make up your mind. Like, is it the Joker or is it not the Joker? It's just like, it's like you said, like right now, they're going to release this movie and they're going to be like Jeremy, right? Jeremy's a big fan of the DC universe. He's like, fucking bring back the Snyderverse kind of guy. He's my dude, man. he's even saying like, dude, she's completely fake. She's not real. But as a comic book lover, as a fan of the Batman series, as a fan of understanding, at least not even, you don't have to be a fan. You just got to know the Batman series. You know that Harley Quinzel is a therapist. She ends up like working with the Joker, and the Joker literally takes one bad day, but he makes it a love story. And that's what changes her into taking the dive into the Arkham poison, turning into Harley Quinzel, like following him and becoming like a super fanatic in a relationship that's highly abusive to her in all aspects. She wasn't a psychopath. She wasn't a crazy person first. She wasn't a figment of his imagination. She was a real person that he literally mentally tortured in therapy and played the game with, that he got her to follow him. Like that was it was a fucking cat and mouse game. Like, and this guy, the director of this film, is like, it'd be really cool, dude, if I made her fucking fake, if she wasn't even real. Is she there or is she not there? Like, you know what I mean? Like the story is already compelling enough, my opinion. The Harley Quinzel Joker story and all this stuff. I at the very end of the first movie, like we still are not told what is real and what is fake. The chaos part that you're talking about, it's never even imposed that it even happened. Like at the end, he just walks out of the fucking crazy lady or the therapist's place with bloody feet. Remember? But it's never implied that the riots happened. It's never implied that he shot people, that he was dating Zazie Beetz, that his mother was alive. It's never implied that anything happened. The TV show, there's nothing that ever is implied. Because it's just him speaking a story in a therapist's office, I think, right?
So, to that point, I can kind of see why Jeremy thinks that, and I'm not gonna lie. Even if that was the case, I would be like, all right, well, it's a complete different twist, kind of like what we just said about earlier. It's a different aspect of what we're used to. We read the comics. It's like you said, she's a therapist. She slowly he pulls her strings. Cat and mouse, like you said, and she becomes Harley Quinn. I get it. Now, in Jeremy's point, he's saying that, hey, it's a figment of his imagination, which I could kind of see the director pulling this shit off. And I'm not going to say that it's a bad thought or a bad idea, because if he really is a psychopath and he is a really fucking lunatic, for him to come up with his own lover while he's in a fucking insane asylum, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah. But I think that's an interesting concept too.
But like I said, out of all of these things, like what is it? The Batman, the detective one, then this one, the Joker. Like there's DC can't seem to get their shit straight when it comes to live action.
Yeah, it's messy. It's very messy.
Like the number one movie that I'm fucking waiting for, and I hope they don't fuck this up because they've already kind of teased it. They've given little hints, little Easter eggs here and there. I'm waiting for Batman Beyond, but Spider-Verse like imaging, like the fucking the exact same way.
Oh, like the cell shading.
Dude, I fucking love that. If they were going to do that to Batman Beyond, I'm first one there. I will be at the theater.
So you would want it to be an animated series or an animated film?
Yes, I do.
Okay. David, what about you, man?
They do better animated stuff, bro. Just
Yeah, DC does.
Throwing it out there, bro. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a big fan of it, but it's a lot stronger than what they got going on.
Robert in the comment section says that it's canceled.
Yeah.
Damn. I do think that like you said, like the idea of like a Batman Beyond story would be really cool. I think seeing the return of Michael Keaton come back in the Flash movie gives us a really good opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Like, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to see him come back as Batman, as the old school Batman Beyond character. Like, I think that would be pretty crazy.
The reason I bring it up is just because, like I just mentioned, I personally have strong feelings. I don't know why they just can't seem to like get live action. They can't seem to fucking nail it for some fucking reason.
Can't nail it, man.
But their fucking animation, it's fucking great. I love their animation. I've seen just about every fucking DC animation out there, and I enjoy it. They're entertaining. Some of the storylines are really good. I just really like it. So if it is canceled, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little booty hurt about it. But if it's gonna be, we canceled it because we're gonna take another route and kind of give it a different shot or a different idea, I could wait. I don't mind waiting 2-3 years. I just want this fucking movie to be the best movie it can possibly be. Because, like I said, DC Universe, they're everywhere. We just said it. You know, I just want a good fucking Batman Beyond movie. I love the animation. I love the series, and I hope they do it justice.
That'd be pretty good. I don't think there's been any news on it. I think there was a cancellation that Robert was talking about, but we haven't really got anything coming back to it. It'd be really cool. I think Batman Beyond's a great story. It'd be cool. Like I said, we have a Michael Keaton that is the age of himself in that animated series. So that would be really proper, man. Really, really proper to see. But yeah, going back, Joker 2 coming out soon. I wasn't really a big sold on the first movie. It's a little too artsy for me in my taste. I think a definitive Batman movie, or at least a definitive DC film, leading up into the bigger, better universe is something that the DC universe actually needs, not all this artsy stuff, people trying to imply some weird things, in my opinion. But yeah, super crazy. Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga coming soon, Joker Part 2. Onwards to the last part of our conversation, gentlemen. We got a little bit of time. I know it says 10 minutes on the clock. We got till 10. I don't want to keep you guys too much waiting. I was giving Triggs the opportunity to be able to make it on for this part of the show, but he hasn't been on yet. Said he would try still, so maybe he jumps in, maybe he doesn't. But let me get rid of this thing on the screen. And Fallout 4 does have our Fallout series on Amazon Prime. Fallout released a whole series. Amazon is amazing at just releasing every episode. Disney needs to learn from these people how to handle their shit. And yeah, we got the entire series out, 8 episodes. Guys, did you get the opportunity to at least check out some of the episodes or a little bit of the series? Let me know what's up.
Yeah, I did. I got to watch a couple of episodes. I haven't finished it all completely. It's one of those things where my son's the one that brought it up. He's like, "Hey, Dad, you want to spend some time, watch this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Father-son time, kind of watch the show. Dude, the fucking armor is fucking beautiful.
Phenomenal, man.
They fucking did justice on that fucker. Yeah. Like that's the number one thing everybody was so scared about. Like, are they gonna be able to nail it, or are they just gonna do their own adaptation to the suit and try to remake it somehow? But dude, they fucking.
And it looks fantastic, dude.
I love that suit, and even the smallest details when they first show them coming off the ship and they're walking. The small minor details of when they're walking and their feet are scraping and it's causing sparks. Yeah. Something so minimal, but yet it caught my attention. I was like, damn, they put a lot of detail into this shit. I liked it.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty solid. I've seen all 8 episodes, so I'm pretty caught up. David, what about you, my man?
Man, bro, I haven't got a chance. I took today off, and I was like, today's gonna be a good day to watch TV, but unfortunately, I couldn't. See Jerry said he just finished episode 1. I heard, and I know, Chris, you could tell me that it was better, more or less better than The Last of Us. And I really like The Last of Us, bro. Like, it was one of those I actually kind of liked a lot. So a buddy of mine was telling me it's actually better than that. I said, "Is it?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I think so." And he's pretty good with like a lot of the nerd culture stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I was like, "Shit!" It made me want to see it.
All right, Chris. Now that you heard that, if you're comparing The Last of Us to Fallout, what do you think?
I'm casually gonna have to disagree with him, man. I'm only saying casual because the series itself does very well with sticking to the source material, making it feel very much like the whole, like, just the kookiness, the goriness, the out of this worldness of Fallout series itself. But The Last of Us was really fucking good. Like, it was really fucking good. But that's because the story's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, that video game itself was dedicated to it being a great fucking story for a video game. Fallout is silly. Like, Fallout is kind of like a serious version of Borderlands. You don't go to Borderlands to get a fucking tear-jerking story. You go because you're looking for Tiny Tina. You're looking for the weird guy in the urinal that, gets shot into space and blows up. You're looking for the quirkiness, and that's what Fallout is too. Like, the real, like, 1950s era with, like, a splash of 2000 attitude. Like, they come out and they're like, "Hello, sir. How is it going today?" And someone goes, "The fuck is wrong with you?" You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're kind of expecting, and you get a lot of that. but the story, like a lot of the stuff is very kooky. It's very corny. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But that makes it good.
Did you ever watch that? Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the name of the movie. The guy that played from the mummy movies, the series.
Yeah, Brandon Fraser.
Okay, Brandon Fraser, when he comes out, and apparently it's kind of like the Fallout, where they're thinking nukes and bombs are gonna happen, and they go underground in New York or something, and then like several years later he comes out. It kind of reminded me of that movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like it's like Shelter or something like that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and he's in there with his mom and his dad, and he finally
and he's like super, like just 40-year-old virgin, corny, exactly. Right?
It kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
True. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. There's a lot of weirdness. Like I don't know what it is, but like. Of course, in the video game, you get a lot of blood and gore. You get body parts. You get like just torn up people. You get, of course, death claws and like all this stuff. Like it just correlates with like people radiated and stuff. They really do fairly well at the grotesqueness at this. Like the makeup artists and all that stuff and the CG about it it's pretty good. There were some parts that I was even like, ugh, like, you know, I got like kind of grossed out while I was eating and watching it too. But there are some parts that were a little bit too much. There's some like mild nudity in some of the scenes. In some of the later episodes, you get to see like an ass cheek. There's another one where you get to see like females like taking off their tops. Like I know dudes are like, yeah, but like as a, you know, as a series of a video game, you know, being that kids are going to probably end up watching this because they like the series. Like I don't know where that audience separation is supposed to be. Like me on a personal level, it's kind of like when you see some weird like you know what, when Marvel says that it's a kids film, but then you see Chris Hemsworth's like ass, and you're like, well, I don't want my fucking 10-year-old daughter to be watching Thor with his ass all hanging out. Like that's not what I want. I get the idea that Marvel and Disney are supposed to be a child's franchise, but I don't want that for my kids if they're going to be watching these as superheroes, right? Like as parents, I don't know. You guys are parents, right? Like, how do you feel when that kind of stuff is done?
Okay, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. We took our kids to go see the fucking premiere of Deadpool. You know, and at that time, they were fucking young. You know, so when what is it? Women.
When Ryan Reynolds is getting pegged.
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, I'm sorry, but they were fucking laughing their ass off.
Yeah, but I mean,
they knew exactly what the fuck was happening to them.
But doesn't that startle you for them being children?
Dude, it's when look at the time they watched it. Okay, so my oldest one is like 19 right now. Okay. My next one is 16. So I don't know how long this movie's been out. How long was the first Deadpool? Like 5-6 years ago, maybe?
Oh no, it's been a while, man.
It's been longer?
Yeah, it's been a while. I'll look at it. Deadpool 1. 2016. What is that from now?
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years, 9 years.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, so yeah, they would have been like 10, and the other one would have been like, I don't know, like fucking 8 or some shit like that. Like,
that's
dude,
like my kid, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like the age of your kid. But dude, I was just like, you know what? They knew what they were walking into because I told them, I'm like, hey, Deadpool, like you don't know this character very well, and I kind of gave them an in-depth that this guy is not your ordinary fucking superhero. He's
not like that in the comic. He wasn't like that in the comics either.
You know,
not that bad.
No, but what I'm saying, yeah, but the thing is, when you give Ryan Reynolds the freedom,
that's what it was. It was Ryan Reynolds that fucking did that. Yeah, when but I mean, it didn't do bad.
Of creativity, when you give him freedom of creativity,
you don't know he's gonna run. Yeah, if you saw Waiting, you know exactly what he's capable of.
Exactly. So that's where I told him, I'm like, hey, like, and I even told my wife, and she's like, no, well, hey, that's cool, like. It's not going to be like the entire fucking movie. Like if they want, they can close their eyes, you know, for like 10 seconds throughout that movie. You know?
Yeah, even Ryan Reynolds dialed that back in Deadpool 2, because the whole thing was supposed to be like it had a young kid in it, and that young kid wasn't even allowed to watch the film until he was 18. That chubby kid, the one that's in part 2, like he'll tell you, like my parents did not let me watch this movie. Like even him in the movie, they didn't even let him watch it.
That's fucking crazy.
That's super crazy. But then again, it's like even Ryan Reynolds with that stipulation came out and was like, all right, well, I'm gonna not do like the pegging and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like all the crazy stuff in part 2. It was really dialed back in part 2.
But I seriously think to a certain point he did that to fucking test the waters and see how far he can get away with shit. like how, like, you know, kind of show like the, like, I guess the company, like, hey, I have this idea. Are you gonna let me fucking do it?
Yeah.
I want to push it, and I want to push the envelope as far as I possibly can to see exactly to what extent I have freedom with, you know.
Yeah.
And then when they got a little bit of backlash, he's like, all right, well, now I got feedback from the people who watched the movie. I'm gonna dial it back a little bit, but I'm still gonna go balls to the wall with like action and fucking stabbing and, you know, all the blood shit. So it's like you said, he backed off on all the sexual stuff. It wasn't as strong.
It wasn't as
know,
strong.
But at the same time, he wanted to make a fucking splash, and believe he did. He made a fucking splash. It's like they say, any type of publicity, there's no such thing as bad publicity. As long as they're talking about you, even if it's negative or positive, they're still talking about you regardless.
Yeah, so, unless you're P. Diddy.
Well, that guy.
in the air.
Exactly. Okay. Completely off topic. Is he going to get completely screwed? Is that it for him? Like, done, his career, everything? Or do you think money's going to?
I don't know, man.
He's going to wash his hands.
I don't know, because I had that conversation with someone the other day that it's like, it's so crazy how the world came down on that Andrew Tate guy with no evidence and just speculation and stuff. But P. Diddy, like, there's videos of him like fucking
videos. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and he's just like out there somewhere, like hiding under someone's bed. Like, he's like the boogeyman with like an 18-inch fucking baseball bat in his pants. Like, this dude's like the scariest dude on the planet right now. And no one catches him. I mean, he's somewhere off. He's, you know what? It's like that fucking director that raped that kid. What was his fucking name?
The one from Nick, right? Nickelodeon?
No, that's Dan Schneider. He's a fucking weirdo. Who? Quentin Tarantino.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, I know you said South Texas Comic-Con. We're gonna have oh my god, the guy from Lost Boys.
Which one?
The Frog Brother.
The Frog Brother. Oh, I was talking about Polanski.
No. Oh, Roman okay. That's the director.
Yeah, Roman Polanski is the dude who like molested a child or some shit, and then he left to Sweden, and he's been on vacation ever since. Like he just left. He literally got called out for drugging and raping a 13-year-old kid, and for the life of that's why I don't care what other people do for it, but I don't respect the shit out of Quentin Tarantino, because he came out on Howard Stern and was like, yo, she was asking for it. Like, there's audio of him on a Howard Stern show, like fucking admitting to this. And then the other person too is Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp defends this guy. He's like, bro, it's been years, 1977. He spent his time, bro. He's been in Sweden. He's on vacation, bro. Like, he didn't go away. You know, he didn't get punished for his fucking crime.
Yeah, but that comes down to it, like, you know, like that's exactly what I mean about the whole P. Diddy thing. Like, if this guy runs away, like, dude, it gets to the point where internationally, come on, like, you're telling me you guys can't come up with this shit and just get this guy off the street? Like,
he has money, dude. They're not gonna get him.
Exactly. That's why. Do you think he's just gonna wash his hands and just get free with this and just move somewhere else to another country?
Yeah, Roman Polanski did it.
So you think that's a possibility, or do you think they're gonna fucking or do you think the U.S. government will finally want to make like him the poster boy? Like, you know what, we're gonna take him out just so that we can kind of set the example, even though they themselves are doing this.
Maybe
shit.
If like Trump was in office, but not with the people in office right now.
You know,
like they're all under that pocket too, man. Like,
exactly.
You know,
that's why I'm like,
yeah, that conspiracy stuff. Like, let's just say I don't want to get in smelling distance from President Biden, if you know what I mean, dude. Let's just say that. Let's just say I don't want to get to that. But yeah, going back to what we're talking about, the Fallout series, it does have some not crazy nudity, but just enough, right? So if you have children, just be aware it happens towards the middle ending of the series, like kind of like episode 6, 7, around that area.
But just out of curiosity, didn't The Last of Us have like the whole gay code?
Last of Us had a whole like gay scene, which a lot of people did not like, right?
And I'm not gonna lie, like I hate when they push that type of stuff on TV with the commercials and stuff like that. Like I want to feel comfortable letting my kids watch whatever they want to watch, right?
True.
But to a certain extent, like, you know, there's certain commercials that kind of push that envelope that we just said. Yeah, and they kind of like, dude, I can't even walk away from the TV screen because all of a sudden, if you don't have the premium and the ads come up, dude, there's some certain ads out there. Like,
yeah, they'll
like,
play without you knowing, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'm not gonna lie, when The Last of Us came out and that episode came out, I completely turned it off. I was like, you know what? I told my wife, I'm like, I was really into this, but it just kind of ruined it for me. Like, I can't even watch this with the younger ones because the youngest ones that I have are 8.
Yeah.
You know, and they kind of see their older brothers playing the video games, and to them they're like, oh, those are zombies or whatever. You know, they kind of have their own little mentality of what's going on. You know, and it's like they kind of want to watch it, but I'm like, you know what? When I saw this happen, I'm like, you know what? Let's continue and fast forward to the next episode next week or whatever, you know, like hopefully, you know, skip it completely.
Yeah, I don't think it ever returns back to that storyline.
No,
yeah, exactly.
One and done.
It's just like one and done in that episode, which like I'll admit it, like I played the game, I know the characters. Brian and Trigger both also played the game. I think Robert too in the comment section played it. We were all kind of like in action watching it and reviewing it together. The episode, like as an adult watching it, like I don't think it was in bad taste. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really like into that lifestyle, but it didn't feel like it was forced. The actors did primarily a great job. But as you said, like, I don't think that's proper for someone under the age of like 12, 13, like someone who's like not kind of like more in person, like what's it called? Like impressed by it, not impressed, but like impersonated by it, where it's like that they're going to see it and then be questioning about it. I think like in the junior high era, high school era, you start to be more around that with the other kids in school and stuff like that. But like at a younger age, I think it's very much like it's very thin ice.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you see, and that's the discussion me and my wife had about it, because obviously we don't want them to feel like they're being coerced or they're being brought up to think that certain things are okay. Like, nurtured, by all means, you know, by all means, when they get to a certain age and they feel or they strongly believe in those ideas and they think they are that way, by all means, they're their own person. You know, I cannot tell them or force them into something that they're not. You know, and it's one of those things. It's like, as a father, as a parent, you're gonna love them regardless. I'm not gonna disown them and just say, "Hey, get the fuck out of my house." Yeah. But at the same time, they're still young to the point where I don't want them to think, "Oh, this is okay." Like, no, like, you know, I want you to just grow up, have fun as a kid, and at certain point of your own age and your own mentality, if you feel this certain way, hey, by all means, that's up to you. But
yeah, without being nurtured into like a decision, right?
Exactly. You know, that's their own personal decision. You know, I don't want them to ever feel coerced or kind of like you said, like kind of start questioning things at such a young age. So that's the only reason I cut that one episode off, and I just skipped it, you know, after that. So
sure. Yeah, I heard a lot of people kind of in the same format. We have another watcher here that she said like she got to that episode and she saw it and she was like, I'm not gonna watch the rest of the season. Yeah. So it's like it's understandable. I mean I myself, as a person who watches these and prefers to watch it and then use it as a review and then talk about it, like, you know, I had to watch it. Would I have chosen to watch it? I don't think I would be impressed by it to me like, hey, let me get to that episode because I want to see what's gonna win an award or whatever. But I thought in fashion to what they did, it was the better of the writing when it comes to other people who have tried to do that. Like other series and other shows and other people that try to put like the LGBT concepts or morals or like their type of views. I think that was the classiest version I had seen in a long time. Like it was just, it was well written. It was very well written. Like, and both actors, even if they're straight or they're not, like they portrayed these characters very, very well. So like it was believable. Like I literally thought this was a story about two guys that were actually in love.
Yeah.
Am I against it or for it? I'm not. I mean, I believe everybody has the opportunity to be miserable in marriage. You know,
100%.
But yeah, I enjoyed that episode to a certain point. I think I'm one of those people that believes nudity in film is not necessary to tell a beautiful story.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
so
it's true.
anytime that it does that kind of stuff, you can imply that by art. You can imply that in different ways. If you were to show like these two gentlemen together, and then all of a sudden it's like a shot of just the floor and like the close up of their foot, and then their clothing hits the ground, you're gonna know what's happening.
Exactly. It's telling
Yeah.
a story without having to show anything.
Yeah.
You know, you
So
it's like
the
reading
more
it
it goes
reading in
into
between
it,
the lines. Yeah.
yeah, the more it goes into that kind of stuff is it's just the director pushing that envelope. Like, how much can he get away with? Like you said, like the Ryan Reynolds thing, right?
Exactly.
But like in the aspect of how they did it in Fallout, I think it works very well for the series because they're trying to explain like the seriousness of the way these people are acting in this part of the show, to show how like kind of like out of the loop mentally they are, like to what they're doing.
It's not that, but to a certain extent, in storytelling, it's kind of a norm to them in a sense, because even in episode 1, she asks her husband right away, like, "Oh, what's your sperm count?" So it's something that
It's really weird like that throughout the show.
Yeah, exactly. So to them, it's a norm in their storyline. You know,
Yeah.
it's not out of the ordinary to ask somebody such a weird fucking question. You know,
Yeah,
'cause
they're
in
kind of like
their
created, and they know
mentality-
that their objective is to like just produce.
Exactly.
So those are
So
the
that's why-
valuable points of their lives and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally a part in the show where one of the people goes, "Oh yeah, like my cock, like it's really weird," and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's gonna be one of those shows." But of course, like it's kind of like in the later part of the series. But again,
Yeah.
that's in the format of the kookiness that is Fallout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Fallout. And then of course, like Fallout is always weird on its stories. You know, it has to be a little weird. In fact, there's a guy that fucks chickens. Like, that's how weird this show gets. Not literally showing him do it, but you know, there's someone that is hated because that's what he does to the
A
village.
feather falls on the floor, and
Yeah. So
You just hear
would I say that Fallout is better than Last of Us? No. I think as a story, I think Fallout is probably about a 7.5 to an 8, maybe close to like, you know, an 8.5. But like Last of Us was almost a 10. Like it was almost a 10 because that's art. That was like literally art. Like all of the actors in Fallout or in Last of Us did an amazing job. Like an amazing job. Fallout, it does have its there are some parts that are kind of boring. It kind of drags a little bit in some parts. And some of the other stuff, like it feels very like some of the shots don't make sense.
I get you.
You'll get to it when you get to it and stuff like that. But yeah, Nico, you did get to watch some episodes, you said?
Yeah, Fallout, right? That's what we're talking about? Or
yeah, Fallout.
Oh yeah. No, I got to see at least maybe 3 episodes of it. I haven't seen the full thing.
And so far from what you've seen of the 3 episodes, what would you casually rate the show in your opinion?
1 out of 10, I'd probably keep it maybe like an 8.
Okay, yeah, kind of like in the same thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same height.
I would say about an 8. But like I said, I haven't seen the rest of it, so you know, it could go higher, it could go lower by the end of the fucking season. I don't know.
Excellent. We'll make sure to have to return to you to kind of get your full synopsis of the show. And David, you haven't seen it yet, so I know you ain't gonna give me a review, but from what you've heard and seen, like, are you excited to check out the show?
You know,
like,
I've seen a lot of TikToks, bro, and they're pretty entertaining. Definitely, since I'm gonna be off this week or whatever, I'll probably watch a couple episodes, and you know, but you know me, I'm gonna text you, bro. I'll be like, "Hey, it's pretty fucking good." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for sure, I'm gonna end up watching at least 1 or 2 episodes tomorrow. I just hope it's not one of those, you know, where you get hooked and you want to finish it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, like I said,
bro.
The fucking cool part is that Prime puts all the episodes out so you can. Like, that's the beautiful part. And the crazy part is, like, the episodes are actually really long. Like, good long. They're good long. So, like, you're going to actually, like, you're going to get to binge watch the show. Like, it's not like a Marvel 40-second film or whatever. Like, you get to really dwell in this bitch. It's pretty cool. All right, boys. So tell me what's going on for this week. We're about to casually come to an end. What's going on for this week?
Okay. I don't mean to cut anybody off. I have a question for David.
Oh,
go.
David, Friday, are you going to do something on your podcast at South Texas Comic Con? I got to know, bro. I need to know.
Bro, so hopefully, I think Chris is gonna help me out. Hopefully, right? I think you're gonna be there to help me out, right?
I think I should be going Friday. If anything happens, we'll be there either way. If not, then I'll be going with David to hang out with him and help him out because we will be free if things go different. But yeah, we'll more than likely be there Friday. Do I need to be taking gear or what, David?
Nah, bro, I got the gear. I just need someone to hold the camera.
Damn, son.
Yeah, no. So, I have 8 passes, and a lot of them already are tasked out. But I'm gonna do some content. I was talking to Chris about it, because I do want to put together YouTube. But I'm gonna do something, man. I know Jay Ree, you, a lot of people are like, "You're gonna do something. You're gonna do something." I said, "Yeah, fuck it." I had to email Marla, kind of what can I do? What can't I do? Because you don't want to be that guy, bro. You don't want to be the guy to fuck it up. You don't want to fuck it up for anybody. But I mean, obviously, I'm going to go to some of the vendors, Johnny, JR, do a little post interview stuff. I want to do one of those. This is day 1 of Comic-Con. This is day 2 of Comic-Con. Break up some of that material. But we're going to do something, bro, for sure. It's going to happen.
All right.
Are you casually going to have a show when you return home after the first day?
I don't know, bro. So I was thinking to even maybe pushing it forward, go a little bit earlier. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And because the show ends at 7, and then maybe do 7:30, 8:30, because I know they're gonna have the fucking Tom Kenny concert and shit.
Nice.
So why not try to get some of that material in? But I mean, definitely I'm gonna do something. It's not gonna. It might be how it was for UTRGV, maybe a 10-minute video if I can't get anything going. But I mean, I'm gonna do something, bro. If not, there'll be a lot of content afterwards being thrown out. If I don't part away to Florida. But
oh yeah. If you don't part away to Florida.
Yeah, well, I mean, I told them I have Comic-Con, bro. They all seem cool about it, so fuck it.
Is that Florida thing actually really close?
Concept wise, it's a 16-week training, so they want to get somebody enrolled in 2 or 3 weeks, and then the store opens January 2025.
Damn.
So yeah, the good old Primark.
So that's actually around the corner then.
Yeah. So Sweet. 6 months gone, bro. It's actually not. You're in Clearwater, bro. It's in Sunrise, Florida.
Is that kind of close by to where that was?
I
still sounds like a beach.
It's near the beach. It's fucking right there, bro.
I was Sunrise sounds like a beach either way, dude.
It's it's Salt Mills Mall or some shit. I don't know, some bullshit like that.
That's crazy, man. Nico, what about you, man? Nico, what's up? What's up? Let me know for your week. What's up for your week and your weekend?
Honestly, I don't have anything planned at all. I'm actually looking forward to the whole thing. That's why I wanted to ask David, because I was like, dude, what are you up to? Because I personally, I'm just going to be working the entire fucking week. So I don't have anything planned. Like I said, I've never been to South Texas Comic-Con as a vendor or as a consumer. I've never been there. So I'm just wondering what David's going to, what his plans were.
I think you're going to really enjoy yourself. If you never attended South Texas Comic-Con, I think you're going to have a great time.
I'm still not going though, regardless.
Oh, you're not gonna go? Why not? Why not,
dude? I'm basically working the entire time.
Just call in, bro. You can relive you can take a day. You can't relive a party, bro.
By chance, Nico, what do you do, man?
The assistant manager at Five Below.
Oh, that's rad. Five and Below is really nice. I like that place.
So you know why you can't find cool shit, bro? Because Nick buys it all.
Because he buys all of it.
No.
All right, Nico. I want to say thank you for jumping in the show. Same thing with you too, David. I really appreciate you every time coming in. Nico, where can we find you social media wise? Where can people follow you if you're doing any crazy stuff, any projects and stuff?
Well, okay, so Facebook, obviously you guys can find me NYKO Nico right there, last name Cantu. If you guys want, you guys can swing by Five Below. They're in Far on Jackson next to the main event. I'm the assistant manager there. Usually you can find me in the morning and I'm gone after 2:00. So don't go after 2:00 if you're looking for me.
After 2.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, feel free if you guys see me, hey, say hello, I'll hook you up, whatever, small talk. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm just gonna be working the entire week. I don't have anything planned, I don't have anything booked. My next big event won't be till PokeFest. So
Excellent. Hey, man, well, like I said, thank you very much for being on the show. I appreciate you. Anytime you want to come on the show and come and chat and talk shit, if there's ever a show that you're like, hey, man, this show popped off and it fucking sucked, I gotta get this vent out. I'll be like, yeah, dude, yeah, I'd give it an hour and a half for you to just shit on everything. I love it. So hey, I appreciate you, man.
but honestly, like I enjoy doing this stuff. Like I've never done a podcast until David invited me to do his. You know, and just the fact that you invited me, I'm grateful. I'm appreciative of it. You know, so like I said, if you guys ever need help or anything, like for today, for example, like dude, by all means, hit me up. You know, if I can help you in any way, I'm here.
Most def, man. The reason why I reached out too was because you watch the show, you support us, so we appreciate you guys. Whenever you guys do check us out and really enjoy what we're doing, we're only doing it for the fans, anyways, or the people that watch the stuff and that people like, you know, that love the IPs that we love. So it's cool to have like-minded people that can carry conversations and be on the show and not get camera shy, dude. So, David, what about you? Where can I find your ass? I already know where to find you, but
bro, shit.
What about them?
Besides South Texas Comic Con, guys, May 11th, if you don't make it, United Collectors Expo, and I'm at PokeFest too. Once I pay my table, sorry, Margaret, I'm a little tied up right now, but hopefully I can pay off the table. But I should be good for it. And that's it, bro. Booth 207. A lot of giveaways, guys. If you follow the page and you're going to be at Comic Con, I'm going to give away a lot of shit. I'm not going to lie. Nico Fabian came in clutch, gave me some free shit to give away.
Damn.
I didn't even ask, bro. That's the cool part. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna give him a shout out as much as I can. So there'll be some giveaways there, guys. So Booth 207, grab some deals. I got promo shirts. I got promo stickers. I got fucking everything. Someone brings me a Coke. I might hook you up with a pop. I don't know. See what happens.
You heard it here first. Bring a Coke, get a pop. Guys, like I said, I want to say thank you very much for being with me on the show. I appreciate you. It's Brian and Trigger. Thank you guys for jumping in during your busy days at work. Appreciate you guys. Miss you. Hope to get you guys on the show next week. Get back to the normal what is it, normal everyday programming or whatever they used to say. And of course, thank you to our extraordinary listeners. We appreciate every one of you guys. Don't forget, we also have Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you listen to your podcasting needs. Our show is there, just like David's collections, Adam's collections is too. So guys, make sure you guys tune in, make sure you like, share, subscribe, you know, tell your friends about us, tell everybody. And we hope to see you guys at South Texas Comic Con. We hope you have a great weekend. We hope South Texas Comic Con is amazing this weekend. You know, Ramsey and Marla are going to put on a great show as they always do, and always for the fans, and always appreciative. Guys, go out there, have fun, and take care of one another. And we'll see you guys again here next Sunday on the Average Boys Podcast. Have a good one. Peace.
Later, guys.